No
If you
doubt.
corrupt, bring an umbrella.
We live right now, so check it out. Yeah, this is your boy djelf7 now. I'm actually shooting over some links over to my boy Theo Chino so he can
Where
start to
are we?
get
Where
the.
are we? Where are we?
It's live on my channel, but I'm going to send you the direct link right now. Give me a second,
Yeah,
okay?
send me the direct link so
No
I
doubt.
can.
Okay, that's coming on WhatsApp, just so you know, my brother. Get this right off the screen right here. Woo. Okay, it's coming into your WhatsApp. Now, while
Oh,
he's out there sending this link out to share it, like with his Twitter and all his other people's right there, I just want to tell
I
you that
see it
Theo
here.
Chino is actually my. He doesn't really like
Hi,
it.
everybody.
Of course, I'm gonna
We're
rub it in
getting-
his face. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
There is only one person watching right now, so
that's okay.
start putting comment, people. Start putting comment.
Okay.
Uh,
So Theo's actually someone I really look up to. He's as in terms
don't
of
say-
because of
I
just
hate-
he has a lot of knowledge, right? Yeah. He also has an international
okay,
perspective, which
one
is rare,
person watching.
right? Regarding,
So
I don't have a
no,
big audience,
I'm
man.
tweeting it. One person's watching right now.
I could go share it in the Discord and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Probably gonna get haters and stuff coming by.
Yeah, let's get all the haters. Come on, let's
Get
them
all the
on.
haters. Let's get it. Break some money in. Come on in. Yeah,
I
come on
want
in.
the haters. Come listen to DJ. What's your Twitter? Oh, you don't have a Twitter handle.
I don't have one no more. I got deleted. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm done.
DJ
djelf7.
Elf7
Yeah.
and I discuss socialism and social democracy. If you are a corrupt politician, bring an umbrella. How about that?
Bring an umbrella for what? Because we're gonna make it rain.
Oh, we're going to make it rain, you and I. We're ready. They're going to.
A rain of pain? What are we bringing? What kind of rain?
I don't know. An umbrella. An umbrella. I said.
An umbrella.
An
okay,
umbrella.
alright.
Yeah. We'll discuss the movie. We'll discuss the Fahim's Queens for Bernie.
Yeah, there's so many things to
movie
talk about. Yeah.
at the where is it? Village Cinema, and his upcoming Oscar.
Yeah. While he's doing that, I'm gonna show you guys. Actually, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna actually show you the trailer for the movie right there. Now the thing is that this is coming out. What's it called? County, right? County documentary.
Yes, it's called the County
Okay, so let's see,
documentary.
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna show that trailer right now to the audience.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
well,
on
I'm
the
showing
screen.
this, and still one person watching. So who is it? Me? You?
It's probably you, yeah, probably you.
I don't know.
Hey, look, people don't really watch my channel, man. I'll be honest. Yeah, I could try to.
Me neither.
Put
I
out
mean,
some
let's see
things,
who show up. Doing.
Okay, well, we're gonna show this right here. This movie's coming out. My man Theo, you can see, is featured in it.
If you ever voted, you probably know your presidential candidate. You might even know your congressional race, maybe even your state senator. But if you go further down the ballot, you might see things like civil court judge, state committee, district leader, county committee. Do you have any idea what those things are?
So what exactly is county committee then?
So the Queens County folks are now letting us who are outside.
We have questions. Can we ask the questions that we
This is what democracy looks like. What democracy looks like.
1 in 3 of your state's legislators are chosen in special election. That happens when someone dies or get indicted or has to resign. Happen a lot in New York. County committee picks who the nominee will be. So 1/3 of your state legislators are chosen by county committee, which of course you know nothing about it.
And it shouldn't be so esoteric. You know, it shouldn't be that only a handful of really elected leaders, not even, regular folks, know how it works.
It's not a mistake. The parties don't necessarily want you to know about or to participate in the party democracy.
Public advocate candidate Theo Chino crashed the mayor's press conference.
I'm running so that I can represent them, and the Board of Election is so racist.
I'm running for public advocate for the real poor.
Why are you so hostile to any change, especially change that actually just makes it easier for people to participate? The usual answer to that question when you dig into such things is that, well, he has a personal financial stake in the outcome.
The
the idea behind these volunteer party positions is part of what we're supposed to do is hold our elected officials accountable.
So I really believe this is what democracy looks like.
I'm coming to make a mess. Everyone, I would like you to run for county committee. Everybody needs to run for county committee.
Yo, that is such a dope, concept right there. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I had a question for you.
Shoot.
The United Kingdom is a beacon of...
You were talking to me about the ISO.
Okay. Sure. So
you were a member of the ISO a while ago.
True.
And I wanted to ask you a question. How was it, and what happened, and what did you discover, and what did you, all that stuff?
Okay. Did I tell you that the Buffalo branch got kicked out?
Who?
The Buffalo. Okay, I was part of the Buffalo branch because I was in Buffalo at the time.
Okay.
So we were kind of like, I guess, like Hicks. I guess, like I'd never really been to New York City before. Like it was just such an amazing thing to come down here. We made several trips, but our whole entire branch got kicked out. So I'll tell you the story of that, and that actually turned me on to. So the thing is, when I got involved with the socialists, the thing is that I just saw flyers around that they were working on certain issues, right, like race issues.
The ISO. We're talking about the ISO.
ISO, yeah, that was back in Buffalo.
Okay, and they called themselves socialists.
Yeah. So back in the day, there was a guy named Kurt, right? Yeah, and he was kind of like, he was hanging out flyers around campus and saying like, there's going to be like this Mia Abu Jamal thing, right? There's this labor strike going on. We're going to go visit there. So I saw that as someone actually doing something. So I was like, I like what these guys are doing. Let me come up and participate with them. Now, sometimes they would have, like, we sold the newspaper, that was something that all Workers' World still doing that, right? I would see them out there. So I actually interviewed, someone from Workers' World, I think Judy from Workers' World on my channel. So I just see them as, it wasn't anything that I had anything against them. Really, right? I just saw them, but the people who was at my school just happened to be the ISO. It wasn't like, oh, Workers' World, they dirty for that. I really didn't get involved with that, right?
Okay.
So I wasn't really a purist, but I do know that there were some Marxist-Leninists, right, who was at the school at that time, way back then, right? Now, for some reason, it's taken on some new meaning. But I remember one thing that we was always dissing the Marxists for was because they'd never come out with us to any protests. So we call them armchair activists and shit like that. I don't know if that's true of all Marxists. I'm sure it's not. But but we would say, you the armchair activists, we out there getting the work done. What are you guys doing, right? Yeah. So, hey, maybe that was true just in Buffalo. So the thing is that
no, don't. I mean,
I don't know.
Listen, we social democrats are sham activists. You don't see me running around. I don't do protests. I don't even go to the movie. We talked about that 5 minutes ago. I'm not even going to that movie. So
I'm planning to go that's tomorrow, right? And where's the? They better sell tickets at the door. I hear it's gonna be like a red carpet, whatever, man. I might have to get dressed up. Yeah.
No, but the point of the activists, that's what I wanted to understand, because when you do a protest and you go protesting something, I feel, for me, is you have reached the end of a line. You cannot do anything. The protest is the step just before revolution. And so the protest is just to say that, dude, either get in line or we're going to come at you.
Well, actually, one thing that I just want to actually say about socialism back when I was first starting, all the socialists said, right, that it had to be a revolution. That's what they all, right? Yeah. I think Bernie kind of made it more like this electoral process, more of a accepted thing. But back in the 90s, there was no actually, that's when he first started, and actually was controversial amongst the socialist community, the fact that he was running for office, like he wasn't really down for the revolution. That was kind of like, can you take care of this through electoral means? Now, coming from being Korean background, I know personally the effects that violence has. Like, my parents had a lot of violent tendencies because I blame the war. And there's a lot of secondary things that have come out. So I don't really want to have to murk people out. I'd rather have an election. To tell you the truth, man.
But at the end of the day, if you think about it, that's why it's very important that revolutionary word, because I'm a social democrat.
Okay.
The revolution, we had it. It was in 1786. 1786 in the United States, 1789 in France, 1917 in Russia. You see, the revolution did not happen all at once. And and it has different steps. Like if you go look at Egypt, they had their big revolution in 2006, 7, 5, well, whatever date. But the point I'm trying to make is, we in the United States, we already had our revolution long time ago. Why are we going to? And like you say, the electoral process at the end of the day is going to be an electoral process. So what's the point? Like you said, we'd rather have an election. But if you look at the scripture, and here comes our friend Trotsky. Trotsky, even in the ISO, because the ISO is quite young compared to the rest.
Well, they're done now. They're gone.
Yeah, no, I know. Died. But the thing is, in 1963, for the 10 years anniversary of the IWSS, I was listening to Trotsky's speech that he gave that he sent from Mexico to the American, and he told them, listen, we need to live for the party. We need to dedicate our life to the party. And that's what the ISO was. And to me, dedicate my life to the party, fuck that. No, I'm not here to dedicate my life. I spend enough time, it's true right now, I'm dedicating my life to Social Democrat of America. But it's only temporary. The thing is, we shouldn't dedicate our life to the party. The party is just a tool to get elected. What are we presenting? Elect us on that, and our elected officials who are elected will do what we say we're going to do. Period. Done. And that's the end of the work of the party. Then after that, go get drunk, go get party, make babies, and whatever. And that's why I was interested by UISO experience, because the thing is, to me, I have the feeling from when I knew them that it was a bait and switch. They say, oh, we're the socialists, and we want to bait you, and then we want you to become.
Well, let me tell you what happened with the group. So, just to finish up that story about why we got kicked out. It's interesting that you said Trotsky, because that will come up. So the thing is that we were in Buffalo, and the thing is that we're doing our kind of own thing. We're just like, actually it was cool because there were some hippies from back in the 70s and stuff like that who just happened to be around. We actually got to bump into the Green Party. They had very socialist leanings as well, right? And most of the group was just like college kids like myself who were just open to most of the ideas. We weren't really here to say, oh, you're Green Party, not ISO, so screw you. Like we just really, because we were our own branch, right? So the thing is, we actually later on, we were so broke, right? But we ended up going to Chicago for the national convention. We went to New York for the East Coast convention. And here's what's kind of, we noticed that the population, when we came to New York City, all the dudes they seemed like rich, and they had they had these hot chicks around, and we were like, we're like, whoa, we thought they were such big shots. Like it was, wow, we're in the city. This is so cool, right? It was just so for us, it was just like a wow experience for us. Like we're like the country bumpkins looking like, wow, right? So the thing is that when we went to the Nationals, right, at the East Coast, one of the dudes got drunk. I guess we got a little slightly bad name, right? What was his name again? I forgot his name. It was so long ago. Like
the name doesn't matter.
Yeah,
really,
but he was alright, dude. But he got a little too drunk, right? Because we weren't ready for all of this New York City stuff, right? Anyways, so we went to it was hot. So we went to Chicago. Then what happened is that we were just eager young kids, and there's something. They had the national meeting, and they said it was closed. But we were excited. We wanted to go. We were like, we want to check out what's going on. They're like, no, the executive, the meeting is closed. And we're like, okay, like we understand this is controversial. We're socialists. It's a bad word, whatever. Maybe they have to be secure. So we want to be understanding. So we said, you know what, but we're members. Can't we just watch what's going on? They're like, no, we can't let you in. So I was like, we didn't make a big deal out of it. We're like, okay, But when we got back to Buffalo, right, not as a means of protesting, not as a means of doing anything to to say they were bad or anything, we decided to make our own executive meetings open to the public. We're just a bunch of honest young guys. We want to help people who's poor and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We want to help the working class. We want to just show that we are open and democratic. We understand the Nationals got to do what they got to do. We didn't immediate derecognition. They didn't even have a conversation with us. We're like, what? We're like, what the fuck is this? So that was a real eye-opener. And then, I remembered so we had some meetings afterwards. We talked about the idea of the Vanguard Party and the idea of a group of leadership that has more rights to information. And then there was talk about a possible second revolution having to happen, things like that, right? So, and just after that, I kind of just went off on my own and just said, you know what, these groups, you can't really trust them. Who knows what's going on? So I'm down for a lot of people. I'm down for the cause, but the organizations, I don't really have as much trust anymore. So ISO, whatever, and not everybody else is going to think the same way, right?
No, but that's an interesting perspective because, I mean, you bringing up the experience, that's what the Force International, because the ISO was Force International. The Force International, they were like, that's Trotsky. I mean, let me make it clear. It is Trotsky from Mexico. He got into a spat with Stalin. Stalin and Trotsky, they hated each other at the end, and Stalin killed Trotsky. That's a well-known fact, and doesn't diminish what he has done, but that seeing, back in 1907, they were, and 1918, you could already feel they were unhappy with the Second International, social democracy, because in their reading, if you read what they say, they call us bourgeois, they call us bougie, they call us every name you can think of, and it seems like democratically people seem to be voting for social democracy, so we're in power. And
I'm actually quite happy to have your perspective here and learn from you, because there's so many questions I have to ask about just the things you just said right there. So, yeah,
well,
I'll just keep
no, but the thing is, I don't know all the thing is, I started in the Communist Party in France when I was 16. I sold your button that says, I still have my button somewhere, that said, end the apartheid. Okay. This is the anti-apartheid movement, blah, blah, blah. And we need to end it. That is unfair. That is this. And if you remember, the United States, my mother being American, she only, the end of racism, quote unquote, in the United States had ended like 20 years previous. I mean, 1960 was only 20 years from 1986. So okay. The civil rights movement, where you had plain racism like you had it in South Africa, in 1986, it was a cause for me to be like, we need to end racism in South Africa.
That makes sense.
Boycott this, and that's how I got started. But then I got decentralized, saying that you need to think a certain way within the Communist Party. I'm like, you know what? No, that doesn't work for me. I like freedom. I like liberty. And then I moved to Alaska, where I discover freedom and liberty. And because Alaska is big, there is a lot of real estate. Your next door neighbor is 3 miles away. So you can have the liberty of have a shooting range in your house. You have the freedom to have the music blasting all night long, because nobody can hear you.
Sure. If I could ask a question for you right quick.
Yeah.
And I really love your international background, because the thing is, I know you go to
well,
France.
You too. You have an international background.
Not that much, just a little bit, yeah. But you went to France, right? You've been in the Dominican Republic making speeches, stuff like that, on the socialist business, stuff like that. It's cool.
No, I haven't done a single.
Oh, no. Wait, where was that? You went to somewhere like Central America?
I went to the Socialist International in Santo Domingo.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
But I crashed their party.
Okay. Hey,
because
man, But you're still playing in those areas, which is cool.
Yes, so. No, absolutely. I mean, I'm a social democrat. Yeah. I'm trying to get DSA used to be the Socialist International body that was the American member of Socialist International.
Right.
And they left the Socialist International in 2017.
Okay.
So in the United States, there is no social democrat entity that represents socialists from the United States. But what you have to understand is the United States had DSA was that body, because Socialist International comes out of Second International. Back in 1800, at the beginning of the 1900s, Second International was the worldwide body of socialism. Then Lenin got pissed and he started the Third International.
Right.
The Third International, because it was after the second. It's like, oh, you pansy second international social democrat. I'm going to start the third international. Yeah. And the third international was called the Communist International. So the Communist International, the second international became the Socialist International.
Right.
To differentiate. And then Trotsky in the 1950s said, you know what, third international? Fuck you. I'm going to start the fourth international.
I think they're actually starting to blend, right? Because the thing is that sometimes socialists and communists work together. Sometimes they don't.
Absolutely.
Right. So there's like all kinds of,
Yeah, but the thing is, what differentiates a socialist and a communist are 21 rules.
Okay.
Such as closed door meeting, purging the membership, making sure the membership stay poor, things like that.
I couldn't get down with that. I couldn't get down. Like all that other stuff, right? All I knew was the closed door meeting. Like even then, like I could see in some instances where it might be justified, but like to just kick us out with no conversation, like I was like, nah.
No, but we socialists, social democrats have closed door meeting. Don't get me wrong.
Sometimes it's right. Yeah, I can't say all the time.
And where I am not invited. There is closed door meeting, I'm not invited. Even the leadership tells me, hey, you're not invited for this meeting because there is something that's going to be very contentious, and your presence will make everything even more contentious. So maybe
that's their decision, not yours. Right? I'm not really a big fan of that, but okay. I mean,
but is my decision? But is the decision of the leadership?
If you decide to work together, it is.
Yes, but do I trust my leadership to say, you're right, I shouldn't be at that meeting because we're trying to make this deal, and if I'm there, the deal will not happen. But if I'm not there, the deal will happen. And
that sounds dangerous.
No, but it's not. The thing is,
sometimes depends, right? Depends if you're willing to go with the group and if you're willing to make that negotiation, and if it's worth it in the overall, then it's worth it.
Yes, but the thing is, you need to find the proper balance between closed door meeting and open door meeting. Sure. But if you do a closed door meeting, and you go out of the agenda of the closed door meeting, that's where you end up in trouble.
Okay, so if I could actually just ask a question, because the thing is that for me, right, if you take a look at martial arts, right, people say, oh, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the best way, karate is the best way, Taekwondo is the best way, right, Yeah. Rather than looking at the system itself, I'd rather look at the person, how they're implementing it, right? So the thing is that when we take a look at and one thing, like I was getting to your international background and your knowledge of history, as in terms of like today, people will say like, oh, look at the Swedish people, or look at like they have universal health care in other countries but not here. Would you say that maybe now there's other instances of socialism? I was watching a documentary on Sweden today, and they were saying the words social democracy. I was like, SDA, that's Theo Chino right there. You know what I mean? I was like, he knows about this stuff, right? So we look at the way Sweden's implementing stuff. They've had some issues. England's supposedly a socialist as well. What country's kind of like maybe doing a better job, maybe, or less? Maybe they're better in different ways. Go ahead.
The thing about social democracy is about experimenting.
Okay.
We experiment something. It fail or it work. If it works, we continue. If it fail, we stop.
Okay.
And the problem in the United States is the way we conduct meeting. It comes down to how we conduct meeting. How do we come up with a plan for the nation? You start at the beginning. How do we conduct a plan for where you live, your neighborhood? How do we want to live? Do we want to live outside, inside? Do we, everything is on the table. But the way American work is we are so much, and that's where capitalism comes. Everybody blame capitalism. The thing is, if you leave capitalism, you start at the beginning. To go without checks, you go so far at becoming like a horse, and you don't realize how pervasive the system is. Let's say, for example, I have this problem in the street. I walk the street and there is a homeless guy at the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have time to take the homeless guy by the hand, take him to a thing. However, as an American, I'm going to be like, wait a minute, let me give money to a non-profit. I'm going to take my checkbook because 2 hours of my time, I give them $50. I send it to that non-profit who will come get the homeless guy at the corner of my house for me. Except that when you have good government, I elect my government. I call 311, come pick up the homeless, but also don't throw him in jail. Do you know that there is a system behind you can trust that will take care of that person? But
Okay,
we have turned we have turned distrust in government as such as we cannot trust government because an entity up there said we need to distrust government. Bill
that
Gates.
homeless person, right? What happened? That homeless person says he's sitting in that spot. He says, "This is my home," and who gets to say that, right? Yeah, that's your space and not his space.
Well, that's the community board. That's where you have all these entities where community board. It comes down to a vote. It comes down to what are we as a society willing to tolerate, and it always comes down to a vote.
That homeless dude mobilizes, he might be able to make some drastic changes.
Well, no, but we always taking the example of the homeless person in America. If you ask about France, they always use the cashier. You know,
oh, really?
There is that demon person that is like, oh, what are you doing? The job of the cashier. Being a cashier in a supermarket is pointless. They have a PhD, but the only job they can find is cashiering.
That's, you see, it's good to know there's different perspectives, and you know, it helps turn your mind to different things. That's why I love different languages. It's so cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Trevor Noah the other day, who was doing a job. He was making fun of the USB-C cable. You know that the charger in Europe has to be USB-C now. It cannot be the Apple iTunder. And
oh,
so
yeah.
And so he did a whole show about that, and he goes, you know what, guys? This is first world problem. You know, where are they debating the fucking end of a cable into a cell phone? And he was making fun, and he goes, you know, that's World Cup. And he goes, yeah, I was sitting at the doctor's office that I didn't have to pay with the education that I got for free about how we could figure out, and that's what we come up with. We can save the world by forcing Apple to use the USB-C. And he made fun of that. But
there's some truth behind it. That's why it's funny.
There is some truth behind it. So when we use here the homeless person as the demon of, oh, what to do with the demon over there in Europe is the cashier. You know, the guy who has a PhD, but the only job that he can find is being a cashier in a supermarket.
Okay.
So there is a whole discussion about automation, robotization, things like that. And those discussions can only happen in a room at the local level in the neighborhood. Every neighborhood has a doctor, has a homeless person, has a cashier, has you, and all of us together in a room, we're going to come up with a plan. What is the plan for society? And the thing is, the problem what I seen in the Democratic Party is they go, okay, I'm going to be the candidate. I promise I'm going to do that. Give me money for me to get elected. But once they get elected, they're not going to do it because the only relation between them and the group is money. And money, you can get it anywhere you want. So you have your corporate America that says, oh, let me give you $100,000 check. And on this issue of whatever my company is, you're going to vote against. Regardless.
A lot of people don't understand what elected officials are going through. The thing is that, like, sometimes the plans will be set for 5-6 years from now. If they don't get reelected, there's ways for their things to end. So other things that they're working on, people are not very understanding of their problems as well, and they have to have the backup from a program just like Rep My Block. That's why you're my Actress of the Year, man. You get it, you know what I mean? Right? Yeah, to make the change happen, people got to care and they got to follow through, and it's got to, right? That's the only way.
And that's why Paperboy, when we started with Paperboy, the whole thing about the whole thing about social democracy is really to come out with electoral people who comes from the group and who will do whatever the plan says they will do. We came up with a plan. I mean, the Democratic platform has a plan. If you read the Democratic platform, he says it's a social democratic platform, actually.
Hey, can a military organization be run with social democracy?
Well, the thing is, we social democrat run military faction. I mean, we have the president of France, all those socialist president of France, Germany. We all have military. The thing is like the Swiss. The Swiss are socialist, and they have a good military.
Okay, interesting to know. Okay, good to know.
I mean, yeah, the Swiss Socialist Party is about keeping Switzerland neutral.
You see, so I guess the reason why I'm asking that question is because I want to know, is social democracy always right? For me, like, I think that it would be good for like large, like scale, right? You know, like population, like decisions or government of like large populations. But maybe for like military encounters, if you're gonna like a team of 5 against a team of 5, and you need like, you know, it might be helpful to just have someone. I'm not sure that social democracy is always right. So I've kind of like.
No, it's not.
So I come to this thing where I think of socialism as a tool versus like, you know, the solution, right? Or like a religion.
What we do is we come up with solution. And we try those solutions. And the thing is, it's decentralized. It's decentralized. So it start at the ground level. It really started at the grassroots level. One meeting, the meeting I invited you in Bushwick that you couldn't come, but
I was on the bus back from DC.
That's okay.
Sorry, man. I was watching though. I watched. Did you know that I was watching that?
Yeah, I know you watched. But
Cool.
the thing is, well, you heard. I'm against recording them, first of all, because socialism is built. That's where you need privacy. You know, where you can talk about bullshit, where you can say something, and we can tell, hey, time off. You are being misogynistic. And then we discuss why is that argument misogynistic or racist. And if you put it on Twitch, you know, you cannot have
People
a
may not be as
discussion.
open. Yeah.
What is not, you know, when because you can say can say an anti-Semitic statement. You know, like, oh, the Jew own all the real estate in New York. Bah! You said that. It's on Twitch. What do we do? Holy fuck. This is... And suddenly the meeting dissolves into something that is not supposed to be. And very, very often people will sidetrack, will go sideways, you know. And if it's on Twitch, like I told Paperboy, you cannot let yourself out freely into a free thought. You know, like
I will, but I know some people won't.
But
it's not for some people will be affected by it.
Yeah, but then when you're running for office, because one day, Eddie, you don't
No, I'm
know.
not.
You might be, you say no today, but maybe after 3 years of doing those meetings once a month, you might everybody say, you know what, Eddie? You're the Asian Korean dude that we need in Flushing.
See, I'll tell you, right? The thing is that, right? I'll tell you, Theo. The thing is that just from because I've been a leader before, and I know you've seen this too. So the thing is that what happens is that when people get into office, which I got into office before, the thing is that afterwards, the people who were the grifters or the people who wanted to benefit for themselves learned all my tech. Then, right? Yeah, because the people were not really. I did not have a strong. I should have built a better succession plan. And I needed to really get the people who was on the ground involved, because even like the elected leaders now, even if they want to help the poor, they can't, because the money and the control of the media is all in one direction, and the people are just basically unknowledgeable, and fakes will replace me, and they'll actually use the technology that I use. Let me tell you something that happened at Hunter College. You know, this is so sad. I actually pushed for what is it called when they have a general vote from the populace? A referendum. Very powerful tool of democracy, right? Yeah. I tried to have a referendum at the school to make it so that the student activity fee would be controlled by students, right?
Yeah.
The student activities board and the Office of Student Life and also the unfortunate student government who were corrupt, clearly so. I have this on the video shown on my channel 6 years ago. Those administrators still work there to this day. I showed that the administrators were getting their phone paid for. I showed that they were going on trips with the student money. I have video evidence on my channel. They still work there to this day. Okay, so the thing is that what was I saying? The referendum, what they did a year after I left was they got rid of the Office of Disability Services that used to like have printers and like extra printer for like, and they used the tool that I had taught them to destroy the very things that I wanted to help. And that's the unfortunate legacy of it.
But the tool, who give a shit about the tool? That's why Rep My Block is open to everybody, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whoever the
But then
fuck
the
wants
populace
to.
could be fooled into supporting another fake.
No, but that's okay. Remember that woman that emailed me when you put the logo of Rep My Block and I sent her flying? Everybody is like.
I emailed Rep My Block to everybody. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But she sent me an email. Oh, don't let Eddie use Rep My Block. I'm like, listen, everybody
Who said
can
that?
use
I don't even ask.
No, but someone from Boston. I forgot who it is. She gave me a whole spiel, and I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
I didn't know anything about that. They didn't tell me. Yeah.
No, I didn't. You see, that's the closed door meeting
okay,
that you don't need to know.
Don't worry about it. All right.
But the thing is, now is old school. But the thing is, someone like yesterday I got new business card because I'm going to Europe, and in there is a Rep My Block thing with the socialist logo, and someone go, oh, how dare put you the socialist and Rep My Block. I'm saying, listen, the point of Rep My Block is every party take over it. It's free, so use it, but you can blend it in your own product.
Rep My Block with the working class and the people being able to participate, it sounds like actually socialism itself. I don't know why.
Oh,
it is socialism, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's Republican too. The Republican want the same thing.
That's
the GOP and everybody wants the same thing.
I got no problem with that. That sounds cool.
So me neither. So
sounds good. Working together.
Woman,
oh my God, this is great. I'm down.
Yeah, but the point is, when she was coming in with her idea that Rep My Block is doing a coalition with you. No, Rep My Block is your product. So you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, okay. I don't control anything with my block. I have no access to anything, really.
Yes, you do. You get your report. Now I moved it to a weekly report. You have your djelf.
Yeah, but I can't go in and manipulate the data. I can't go in.
Yes, you can. Well, no. I changed this thing. So anyone you bring in, you have full access of their data.
Okay.
So it's a CRM. The AP22 I gave you, I'm still building it overnight. I'm trying to make it better for everybody.
I got to do some debugging on that. I will do that, seriously, yeah.
The thing is, you own your data for whatever you bring. It's your management tool. It's just a fucking management tool I'm doing. However, the Republican, you cannot see their data and they cannot see your data.
Hey, quick question for you. The Unified Platform, I think in 2 weeks, this weekend actually, I'm looking up mad college campuses. The student governments, I'm trying to look up everyone in New York State. That's 200 of them. Then I'm going to go to other states as well. I'm going to try to all invite them to this Saturday's Unified Platform 22. Then the next week after that, I'm having a special presentation for electoral reform. Your work as democratizing the process and making the voter registrations available to all the different candidates who want to run. That's an incredible.
But it's available. The thing is, it's available. What's not available? It's pretty much available for free at the state of New York.
Absolutely, but the FOIA request ones, right? Yeah, but teaching people and compiling it and doing the actual work, helping them.
Well, the thing is, it's up for each candidate to do the work. I mean, that is the thing is when you get the raw data.
But it's so wasteful, right? You're doing it all for them at one time versus someone else, right? They have
each but I do it for but I'm doing it for myself. Remember, I'm running for a state committee. So the difference is what I do for myself, and if I find it useful for me, is useful for other candidates. So I give it away because I want to talk about the issue, and I know my opponent. They don't fucking talk about the issue. I see their flyer right now. They're all over my district, flyering and say, "Vote for us. We're the best Democrat." What do you stand on? Do you stand for and so when I start saying, "Oh, I'm a Bernie," suddenly they become Bernie. Oh, we stand for universal health care. How did you vote on universal health care for the last 7 years? No.
But now they
But they have the money. So they're using the money to push those falsehood. And I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore, because at one point I know Rep My Block will become the location. People will start knowing that in February, petition. What does petition mean? Why is it important? June, primary. What does it mean? Why is it important? November, but they'll know that, because the problem with American election is they're like one after the other, like June, February, June, November, February, June, November, February, June, November, February, June, November. You go crazy.
Yeah, just people tune out. It becomes, and people have been actually. I think a lot of the coverage of it is whack and lame on purpose, because they don't want people paying attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the point is, if you teach people about, because the thing is, I got people in county committee in February, and guess what they told me? I'm pregnant. I'm 3 months. I'm 2 months. They're like, when in February I gave them the form, we were like drinking, and then after that they go, oh shit, I'm pregnant. When is the meeting? October. Oh, I'm in the hospital in October, because 9 months after February is October. And there, boom, I lost two people who would vote for me, for example. What can I do? They're pregnant. They're not going to come. I'm not going to force them to come that meeting. But you see where there is, like, in February, your life was saying something, and then in September, something else happened, because the process is so long.
Yeah.
That things change. And we need to figure out how to compress it. Like anywhere in the world, oh, I'm going to run. The party structure is ready to help you.
But all the casuals out there, right? Like, they don't know how this. They haven't experienced the system like we have, as in terms of struggling with it. So to them, since it's the way that things have been, it sounds so reasonable.
Exactly.
And the TV says everything's cool, and you know what I mean. So
we're number one. We're number one. We're number one. There you go. America number one. And
it's super frustrating. Yeah, go ahead.
And you're right. It is frustrating. And then they drive us nuts. They go, oh, you're crazy, Eddie. You're crazy. Oh, actually, I have to talk to the other guy, the real crazy Eddie.
I know that guy, yeah. His commercials were funny. I remember
that
guy.
But they drive us nuts, and then they go, oh, because we don't know how it works. And then February. Then they go through us the roller coaster. So between February and June, or February and June, you go through this portion. You're on the ballot. You're not on the ballot. You're on the ballot. You're not on the ballot. You're on the ballot. You're not on the ballot. And you go like this, and everybody else says, oh, well, we cannot let you talk. You're not on the ballot. Oh, we don't let you talk because you're on the ballot, but you don't.
That's exactly the type of things that I would like to address at this upcoming this meeting coming up. And the thing is that there'll be candidates across the country with running Senate races, running House of Representatives and governor races. And the things that you talk about, hopefully if you talk about on the program, I don't know how much of them going to watch. I might even put some of this in writing and send that out in my next newsletter, because you're saying some real stuff, and other people or candidates understand this frustration, and maybe we can get them to all come together on this. This is a real issue, and that's a real thing.
No, it is a real thing, but the problem is you will not. The thing is, what will you replace democracy with? That's the question. Is this is democratic? Every piece of the process is really very democratic, but the way, the thing is, the way what is missing. For example, when the Green Party had a seat, when the Green Party, the Reform Party, what they did not have, and that's where it's anti-democratic, is they did not have a voice at the Board of Election. They were, anywhere in the world, if you have 10 party, the 10 party have a voice at the Board of Election. They organize the election. But here we have 10 party, but only 2 party get to decide how the election works.
Well, really, the Democrats, really, actually.
Well, upstate is the Republican.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's true, that's true.
So at the state level, you only have 2 people in the room who will decide whether or not the Green Party candidate can be on the debate.
You know, it's also depressing that I've been part of the Green Party for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I told you, like, back in the days when I was in the 90s,
yes.
I saw, because the thing is that a lot of people get their news from like TV and stuff like that, right? I was on the front lines working for environmental causes, things like that. I remember going to Albany or going to like DC, stuff like that, and then the lawmaker would come out of the room after we met with them like moments before and say, "Yo, you're gonna vote this way, right?" And then they came out of that room and they didn't vote that way, and we were like, "What?" So we had the clear example of controlled opposition. And the thing is, I've been Green Party for a long time, and you notice that with all the unified platform stuff that I've done, the Green Party is very minimal. The only guy from North Carolina, in terms of New York here, there's really very little support. And the Green Party here is fractured, and some people in the Green Party got my back. But I'm even afraid to mention their names because I don't want to bring them under fire.
Listen, Rep My Block
Yeah.
is a tool that I built for the Green Party in 2005.
Where they at?
Well, it's Rep My Block.
Together. We should be working together. Where they at?
Well, that's where the whole thing, and I gave up. And I like Gloria Matera. Trust me, I like Gloria.
I like talking. I haven't met her yet. Yeah.
I met her many times. She explained me something, and looking at it from a vision of a French citizen, the third-party system works.
Hey, quick question for you about Gloria, yeah? So, because I've seen you a lot, like, from all my adventures and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I ain't seen Gloria nowhere. What's Gloria do?
Well, Gloria she got 26% of the vote under the Green Party for borough president in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's good.
The last time. It is huge. But look at Jabari Bridgeport. Jabari ran under the green ticket the first time, 26%. Once they switched to Democrat, suddenly he got elected. And he got elected using the socialist label, DSA. Now, Jabari and I have problem. I call Jabari an opportunistic, because when I said the same thing, and I'll say it to his face, because he knows I will say it to his face every time.
Tell the truth, bro. I ain't mad.
Trust me, he knows. The thing is, the reason is all this housing shit. Once he got elected, I said, listen, talk to Sia Weaver and the DSA housing group, and it never happened. So Jabari is on my shit list. And the only way he gets out of the shit list is he talked to Julia Salazar. And they work on Riceboro and UHAB. I'll say it 300 times. I'll say it over and over. And so anyway.
I'm going to flash Jabari's picture on the screen. Jabari Bridgeport, right? Yeah? I'm going to flash the picture on the screen right there so you can see
Well, why don't you flash the picture of me and Jabari?
Okay,
why don't you flash the picture of me and Jabari? I'll send you the picture of me and Gloria too. And I'll send you But the point being, the third party cannot exist if the third party does not have a seat at organizing election. And that's it. If the Green Party is not at the on the chair, when the Democrat and the Republican say, "Oh, we need to up the number of votes for being a party," they need, and the working family needs to be there, and the Conservative Party, and all the party. Basically, all these shenanigans that the two parties are playing, they wouldn't be able to play it if the other party were there saying, no, what you're doing is sectarian.
Because they have a lawsuit now, but they're trying to.
Yeah, but lawsuit. Listen, how the judge get elected?
Exactly. That's
so
why you. Yeah, exactly. The judge gets elected.
At
the
the
county
end of the
committee.
day,
So you have a. I love.
You have a circle. So at the end of the day, if you're official party of the state of New York, and that should be anywhere in the United States, if you are an official party, you should have the right to be at the table when organizing the election. There should be a commissioner for the Green Party. There should be a commissioner for the Conservative Party. There should be a commissioner for every party. And because you don't have that, those commissioners decide whether or not you, the third party, get to participate.
Most of the volunteers in the Greens, I would read. Some of them are politically aware, but they're really not ready for like all of this.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying. Now I realize that for 20 years, because remember, the county committee, I built Rep My Block in 2005. 2005. So, meaning I lost 10 years of my life for the information I was given by the Green Party. And then that's why I am upset. And then I looked at the Green International, and suddenly I go to Mexico on a trip, and suddenly there is a Mexican who goes, "Oh, we need to have the death penalty. Vote green for the death penalty."
Wow.
So
wow. All right.
I have the picture somewhere if you want it.
Yo, Theo, what do you think happens to a younger activist like myself when I see someone like yourself having to go through the struggle and not being treated fairly? What can I expect from myself?
No, but the difference...
I'm just going to go harder. I'm going to be more like, less, you know?
No, they're going to make you go...
more
they're going to push you to the side. They're going to make you more angry. But the thing is, the reason I got lucky is because I did politics in France and in the United States. So in France, I saw that my voice, I wasn't, to tell the truth, I wasn't saying anything different than I say in New York. I go to France and I would go be equally outrageous. I would say the exact same thing.
How is this outrageous?
Well, I
my
personally...
block is a very intelligent,
No, not Wrap My Block.
People.
But for example, I suggest that corporate entity should not pay any tax. Tax?
Okay.
Corporation should not pay tax.
Okay, and then what's your... okay, that's interesting.
I'm a socialist.
I didn't know about that.
Remember.
Okay,
no, I'm a socialist. I will say corporations shouldn't pay tax.
Okay.
I said that in a room full of socialists. They love their asses off.
I could get that. I could get each side of it, but go ahead.
Yes, and you discuss it. But when I say that, I'm like, yeah, blah blah blah, and they ignore it. But it is on a piece of paper. It is on a piece of paper in a socialist book in France, where you see my position, and I still defend this position today. When you look at how corporation use taxation to basically skew the game. Amazon doesn't pay any taxes. So fuck.
I'll tell you another thing. A lot of people like to blame corporations, but meanwhile they'll have their 401k inside of the, you know what I mean? So they're definitely complicit, right? Yeah, number one. Number two, right?
Yes.
Corporations, any political party, any like not-for-profit, has to be a corporation, could be a cooperatively owned. There's a lot of different models. So, and if you take a look at like in the United States just itself, in my lifetime, corporations have changed. They introduced something called Schedule C. So now the thing is that right now there's different classifications of corporations. So just even what a corporation is not really 100% clear anymore.
That's why I'm saying a business shouldn't pay any taxes.
Okay.
Only because the thing is, only the people should pay tax. You and I should pay our fair tax. Jeff Bezos should get paying taxes like in $1 billion. Make that $1 billion check to the government.
Oh, actually, that makes sense because then, right, yeah, because that's the way the people do their BS. They write it off as business expense, and the business doesn't make any money.
Exactly.
Then some people are paying tax, some people not.
So Amazon is going to say, oh, well, let's hide the money somewhere else. But because corporation doesn't pay taxes, at the end of the day, you're going to have to do something with that money.
Right. So before I write off any idea, right, because that would make sense, right? So people got to listen to the whole idea before they...
Yes.
Because I understand where, like, I do understand. I think you understand too, right? Where you say, oh, don't tax corporations, and then people will get... I get that. I get why what they're assuming. Stop assuming.
Yes,
they say when you assume, they get the ass out of you and me. Stop assuming.
Yes, but that's the point. But the thing is, politics takes a long time. But I went to my Lear meeting, like with Paperboy. I sat down. We were smoking, drinking, and all that, as you saw. We smoke and drink. And we bullshit for 3 hours once a month.
I committed to be there. I was there virtually. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yes, but you have to be there in person.
I'll be there next time. When's the next one? So Paperboy got a thing tonight. There's also something going on in Astoria for housing as well.
Yeah, no, but I don't. Those are, remember, SDA is not about one topic. You know, those organizations, housing, jail free, this and that, are topical organizations.
But I go there to promote Rep My Block, part of it.
No,
right?
no, but that's fine. That's fine. But they're topical organization, and you should.
This, right? You seen this?
What? Which one? Oh yeah, no, I never got my hand on it.
Believe in yourself, Rep My Block, right? Then look at the bottom right here. You see this? Yo, I
hate it.
I made this flyer for the housing, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why. Maybe it's the color. Everybody flips it to this side. I'm like, no. The blue side is the housing. This is for you. Yeah, I was like, this is like how we can really take control. I tell them about the judge thing.
I love it.
Everybody turns it over. They always want to read this side first. I think it's the color. I don't know.
Yes, I think it's the color. You said it. But anyway, I love it. I have to come with you one of these days and start giving it away. But the point I'm trying to make is SDA is not a topical organization. It's a political organization.
It's a tool
where people will come out with the whole platform. A platform. Housing, garbage management, road management, taxation, you name it. We come up with a society plan.
Now, as you know, I made you my. I'm going to say it again. I'm sorry. I don't want to piss you off. I made my
stop
actions of
talking
the year.
about me.
Is there anybody else doing this similar work in other cities? Because I would like to see what you're doing here.
No. Yes, in
everywhere.
other cities. No. It's happening in every city around the world, except in the United States.
So
because that relationship with money. When I talk to people, go back. They do their topical shit. Like my wife. She's a doctor. So she goes.
Goddamn, bro. Nice. Okay.
Why congratulations? The point is, she goes to her topical meeting. She go to the psychiatrist convention topical meeting.
They can be scientists, but sometimes they're scared.
Yeah, but they go to their topical thing, and they discuss topical thing, and all their view are from a topical thing. If we were to do this as psychiatrists, we will get the problem solved. But when they do that as a topical issue, they don't realize they're affecting something else. Their thing is going to affect something else.
I think some of that's willful, right? And
the thing is it's not. It's ignorance.
I think it's also right. It's not only that, but I think it's natural because of
natural it is
because of labor split, right? Because of the division of labor, right? For us to live in society, we cannot be knowledgeable of everything. Yeah,
exactly. And that's the point of SDA, is you bring in every little group, there is a scientist, there is a scientist, there is a youth, there is an old guy, there is all kind of people. Because the old guy will say, my experience to have click on old people in the group is the day I met this woman, this French woman. I'm talking to her. I'm like, she's like 80 years old. And she tells me, I came here, I follow my husband, and I go, oh yeah, you came to study in America from France. And I start like counting my thing. We're in 2005. You're 80 years old. You were 20. Wait a minute. This is 1930 something. There were no plane in 1930 something. There was no internet. How the fuck did you go to America with no information? It's like, I went to my library. I read about San Francisco. I took the train that took me to the port. I took a boat. And did someone was waiting for you in San Francisco? Yeah, a cousin, a third cousin that had immigrated in 1800. We knew that there was family. I wrote a letter to them 6 months ago and said I was going. Then she got to New York. Did you know anyone in New York? No, I didn't know anyone in New York. Then as a young woman, I took the train to Pennsylvania. Then I took a flight that left me a plane ticket that took me to the Rockies. Then I took another train that got me to San Francisco. And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm feeling like I'm not adventurous. I go around the world. I'm like, I have the internet. I know exactly the Airbnb where I'm going to end up at. It's at that address, this place. And this woman who was 80 years old tells me her story of being an exchange student to San Francisco, where she met her husband. And you're like, holy shit, so much history that you don't realize that they did what I did, except they never had the convenience of looking an Airbnb where to go. Today, young people go, "Oh, I'm 17. Can I stay at your place?" You know, and back then it was much more complicated. So I feel compared to her, I'm not an adventurous. She didn't know where she was going to wake up the next morning. She literally was in a foreign country, not speaking the language, not knowing where she's going to be, and all she had was she could send a telegraph back home saying, "I made it," and she paid $20 to send that "I made it."
All right. So really, as in terms of I think my original question was how we're
How-
talking about like how this particular movement that you have going here, right? To engage people. How can we do this like on a how can we get other people to replicate this particular project, or maybe we can link up with other people doing the same thing? And you said it's happening
Well,
everywhere.
all they have to do is meet, pick a place, 7 o'clock. Let's go to the Starbucks in Tucson, Arizona, and let's fucking talk about things. So, but the problem is we need to do the ground rules. Like don't show up and say we need to restore the death penalty. If you go like that, we're going to have a problem. The thing is, that's why the membership is very selective right now, because I don't want to see it happen what happened with DSA, where ISO showed up and took over DSA. Basically, that's what happened. What?
I mean, yeah, like the people who was like, I guess maybe entrenched in having like the being able to run things, and like I definitely got that sense when we came from Buffalo. We were like, whoa, like we saw like it definitely felt like there was people who were,
So, and the thing
celebrity
is
kind of like what is this? I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and the very simple way for me to get them out is to talk with them 5 minutes. Hey, where's your what is your international? The first question I ask is, what is your international? And nobody knows the international except the people who are involved in the international. Social Democrats don't know anything about second, third, and fourth international. If you were a communist, you know about third international.
I remember when I was in the ISO, we used to sing a song. I think it was called the International.
Yeah, the
song. That's the song. Yeah.
Yes, and Paperboy is going to rewrite the international hip hop style.
It's cool.
Because we're going to sing at SDA. The international is our song.
Yeah, I remember singing that song. I have to remember.
Yes,
the words
you
again.
remember it. But it was watered down. The English version is watered down. It's a Ponzi watered down version. So we're going to be more revolutionary in that sense through the song and the history of the song.
The
So
corporations are multinational now.
Yes.
The revolution must be international as well.
That's right. And Socialist International is the only thing left together. So we're going to be able to. That's why I'm like so gung-ho with Socialist International. So when I meet someone in another town, I ask them, "What is your international?" Oh, they go to international. Oh yes, I know. I was third, fourth international.
So LA, Chicago got anybody in the international? Let's hook up with them. Does LA or Chicago have someone in the international?
No, but the thing is, when we talk about the international, is the international group from 1879. Okay. So if you say I'm first international, you're an anarchist, because the first international was the workers' union, which came down to which today would be the union people.
Okay.
Then you had the second international, the Social Democrat. That's us. Then you had the third international, the communist. And then you had the fourth international, which is really the ISO. And then you have the fifth international, which is today Cuba and Venezuela. Maduro and...
What's your thoughts on that? That's interesting, right? As a socialist yourself, right? This is a hot topic.
As a fucking the fifth I don't believe in the third, fourth, and fifth international. Fuck them.
Okay.
I'm not any of them. I'm a second international, and that's where I stand. Don't come... Why? It's not because they have the same name, international, that I belong to them. They left. They had a card. They had a Lear card. Lenin said, "This is what I do," and fuck you. And he went and said, "I'm doing the third international." And Tito, General Tito from Yugoslavia, said, "You know what? The third international, fuck you. We're going to do the non-aligned international. You know, and that's where you see Egypt, and these are people. If you understand all these group and they go all over the place, you start to understand how life today. You understand what happened with Egypt. You can understand.
I have to admit that personally, like the first, second, third international, I don't really care so much about that. I just look at the people like yourself, right? Like I believe in you. And I've seen you taking a strong stance. So the thing is that, like, just like I said, I don't think it's the style. I think it's the person who's implementing the style.
Yeah, but the thing
I could say I'm second, third, fourth, first international, and then do stuff that's completely different.
Yeah, but the thing is, there are rules that you need to follow. And the rule of the second international is freedom and liberty. Whatever you're going to do is you're going to pass a law to take away freedom and liberty. At the end of the day, whatever you legislate is always to curtail that rule. Because something happened. A bomb exploded in the middle of New York.
Okay.
You know, someone came with a Kalashnikov and killed 30 people.
Okay, so here's another question, right? We take a look at the American third party space and we see that libertarians are some of the most successful. And what I hear from you sounds very libertarian in nature. What is there crossover or what's going on with that?
No, the crossover is socialism is libertarianism. Oh, there is a lot of one and the other. The point is,
some people might not like that. Who call themselves libertarians.
Before you become socialist, you have to be a libertarian.
Okay.
Because libertarians are confronted to the reality. So the first premise you do as a libertarian is everybody's good and nice. Everybody has good intention. You trust everybody. So if someone walk with a Kalashnikov in middle of Central Park or in middle of Times Square, as a libertarian, you trust that person to have good intention. You're just walking around with a loaded Kalashnikov. Leave him alone.
Okay.
Now, as a socialist, if you're as a socialist, you have to ask yourself, why the fuck is that guy with a Kalashnikov loaded in the middle of Central Park or in the middle of Times Square? What are your intentions? But as someone who believes in privacy, you have to leave him alone. He has his right. The right we didn't.
Sure.
And so we as a socialist, the question is, now you have scared the shithead of 1,000 people around this dude. Why is it a dude? Let's say it's a woman with a Kalashnikov. Why not? It's an Asian woman with a Kalashnikov in the middle of.
What is Kalashnikov? Like a rifle, or is that like a
the
launcher?
rifle. You know, the AK-47.
Okay.
Why not being? It's always we always think it's a white man with. No, it's a Russian weapon with an Asian woman in the middle of Times Square. Why not? Let's not. We always talk about the man. Why not a woman?
Sure.
The question is, what do we do? Why does she has the right to scare 1,000 people around her?
Well, when you say scare, that's a different thing. Yeah, but
we
create that condition of them being scared, right?
And this is what the discussion is all about. So at one point, we socialists are going to say, you know what? We cannot have that level of incertitude in the middle of Times Square. It is illegal to walk around with any high weapon in the middle of Times Square. If you do, you are going to get arrested. Everybody's okay with that? Yes? No? Let's, we vote.
Right, there has to be, yeah.
And then this is where the first rule, and this is how it happened in the West. In the West, you had your thing, leave your fucking weapon outside town limit. You walk into town, and this is how it started. But the thing is, socialism is when you're confronted to a problem, can you have liberty and freedom? What are you going to curtail in your liberty and freedom? And that's what socialism is the discussion of taking away your liberty and your freedom. And the question is, because, weapon, if you
look at... To fit in with society, that would make sense, right? It's a negotiation, it's a contract.
Exactly, it's a negotiation. Yeah. Right. Do you have the right to walk with C4 in the middle?
We have some benefits to things that from participation.
But the thing is, at the same time, is if we want people to know how to handle C4, maybe we need to have a school. Because, listen, I love explosion. Don't get me wrong. I would love to blow shit up. I would love to have my C4 and blow a car up. You know, like the Mythbuster. You know, the shit the Mythbuster does. But you need to have to learn how to handle explosive. You shouldn't have to join the army to learn how to handle a gun. You shouldn't have to join the army to learn how to handle explosive. Why should only the people who have gone through the army are the one to have the fun of blowing shit up?
Yo, I heard there's a shooting range in Jersey. Maybe one day we go, man.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But the problem is, the discussion is, I don't want to have C4 in my apartment. Yeah. And one day I want to have the opportunity to learn and to get a permit to blow shit with C4. Why not?
Well, look, we're dwelling on this, right? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily like.
No, but I'm taking.
Right? Yeah.
But
we're gonna get tagged as terrorists or something.
Oh yeah, we will. Yes. So that's why. But that's why I'm using those contention. You asked me what the difference between a libertarian and a socialist.
Right. Okay.
The thing is, as a socialist, and to build a good society, we need to have way to think about all that.
Yeah.
And when you go to an SDA meeting, you need to be able to talk freely about that shit. Should we have a boob out? We can talk about baby and milking. How you call that? Giving the breast to your kid. Should you do it publicly? Okay. You know, I mean, should we allow
there should be space for different levels of conversations, right? So, but sometimes people got to get focused and get it done. Sometimes people want to get inside, and we should be able to find a way where one group class of people doesn't always get excluded. Because that's what happens.
And there you got it. Yeah. But all this thing has an historical context as well, and the international. So the way I prevent to have what happened to DSA happen to SDA is I interview them. And after 20 minutes, you can see with the listen, when you have someone from the ISO and you talk about social democracy, you see their head boil. Their head boils. And you know, they will say something that come from the 21 rules. The 21 rules that Lenin come, you ask why you do that. Why did you do that? And you figure out after a while that, oh, you were ISO. No big deal. Are you continuing ISO, or do you feel, what are your problems with ISO?
ISO days? I didn't really know the New York people. I mean, I just saw them a couple times.
No, I know how they...
Yeah.
But if you listen to Trotsky, which is, he has made a lot of recording. And I mean, if you go see the painting of Frida Kahlo, you know Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera, who are two painters from Mexico. They used to hang out with Trotsky. So the Trotsky the thinking of Trotsky is embedded in the art of Frida Kahlo or Diego Rivera. They're very, I mean, if you go to the museum, to the Mets.
I felt like also like a lot of these thinkers and stuff, I felt like they were talking in a different time, also in a different situation. The thing is that we take a look at the, people talk about the Russian Revolution, and the fact that a lot of it was agrarian and not really factorized as they had like in the original planning of, the socialist revolution, things like that. So it's a very different thing going on here in the States now.
But we need to discuss. But we need to discuss those agrarian rules when Che Guevara was doing it and all that, because in Missouri, they are they're shared owner corporation by the own. Basically, the people who do agriculture in the Midwest, they own their land.
I think that in some of those agrarian revolutions, I think some of those were actually more successful, as in terms of completing them. And I think that a lot of the ones happening in urban centers have a lot more challenges because of this DSA bourgeoisie infiltration.
But I am the bourgeois.
But we are the bougie. You call me bougie too, right?
Yes, I am the bougie, and I'm proud of it.
Part of the bougie fighting against but most of the bougie do not really care about the poor.
Yeah, but no, they do. But the DSA bougie, because listen, I started in the Communist Party, so I know. So the thing is, the idea of social democracy is to lift everybody.
Okay.
The point of of communists is to, I feel, is always to bring everybody down to a level of equality. So let's keep everybody poor because it's much easier than bringing everybody up.
You know, there's a new group. There's a new group I've been messing with. The LaRouche.
Which one?
LaRouche. You know LaRouche people?
Yes, I know LaRouche very well.
Oh, you do? Okay, I'm very new to it. I've heard that somehow LaRoucheans have a tie to the Communist Party. Is this true?
Yeah, well, I don't know all his story, but the only problem with LaRouche is I believe he has some anti-Semitic position towards Israel, and I forgot exactly what it is, and the point is the thing is, America is a social democrat country. Okay. Believe it or not. If you are white American, it's a social democrat country for you. If you are black and poor, it's a libertarian country for you.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
well,
we need...
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah, no. It's, if you look, they talk about, oh, we need to build a business. You need to build this. You need to build your thing. Oh, if you fail in your business, it's because you couldn't get a loan and it's your damn fault that you fail. And these are libertarian talking points sometimes that the black community is given. And not only the black community. And if you look at the Chinese community work their asses off. But the thing is, they have their own bank. Abacus Bank. They have that sense of community that is instilled by Mao, that come in, those socialist ideas are ingrained in them, that let's work together. It's us, the Chinese, against the world in America. And it was. If you look at it, it was us, the Chinese, against the white men of America that make us walk. And they built business tailored to the Chinese thing. They had their own language. Well, they have their own language. What they is not
so
they
go
had.
Go back to the China and the LaRouche thing, right? Yeah.
Yes.
In your thing of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth international, where would the Chinese fit in this particular and where would the LaRouchians fit in that?
Well,
dichotomy?
the Chinese Communist Party. You have to go back to Mao. They're third international. Okay. They are the thing is they were aligned with Moscow, and they followed the 21 rule. You're right. Today, if you look at the two countries, North Korea, and if you look at North Korea,
they had a spat though with Stalin, but they were working together. So maybe
they were confronting for power.
So you had still third. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, why is ISO fourth? Wait, how is that?
The fourth is
Who
when
else is in fourth?
No, the fourth never materialized more than a movement.
Okay.
The fourth international was never in power.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Because the third international was Fidel Castro, was all the
I thought you said Cuba was the fifth one.
No, once the third disappeared, the ISO disappeared when DSA showed up, right?
I thought there was some kind of like sex thing that they got in trouble for. And
forget the sex. We too at the second international. Come on, in the second international we had our sex story.
Really?
Remember?
I didn't know that. Oh, what?
What? You don't know Dominique Strauss-Kahn?
No.
Dominique Strauss-Kahn, the guy that Cyrus Vance, the Sofitel story.
I have to.
The guy.
It's been a while. I might have been exposed to one point. I've been through a lot of.
No, the Sofitel story, the Diallo story at the Sofitel, the French lawmaker that raped the African woman from the Sofitel. Remember that?
Maybe.
Cyrus Vance.
How long ago was that, man? It's been a while since I ran the socialist world.
No, it's a fucking. They did a fucking movie on Netflix.
Before ISO was dead, back in the '90s. That's kind of like when I left. I was still around socialism. I was still like, I also tried some alternate living things, like some communal living things, situations, stuff like that.
You tried it
all.
a
little bit of things, but not really like. That's kind of like, but I never really was into the whole book learning and the whole like
It's not
Lenin
about book
versus
learning.
Marx versus Trotsky, like the theoretical.
Okay.
Things
It was
because,
2011.
Yeah. Okay.
2011. Dominique Strauss-Kahn attempted to rape Natifatu Diallo. Dominique Strauss-Kahn was the head of the International Monetary Fund. And Cyrus Vance.
All the groups had their problem. But, okay, so.
Yeah, no, but I'm telling you the story. You're talking about sex story. I'm giving you a sex story.
Listen, all the groups are going to have problems. But
the
really
dude,
so the ISO fits in the third international with those fourth international.
Fourth
ISO's
international.
Fourth international, and then
yes.
You did talk about a fifth international at one point.
So after the third international fell.
Okay.
After 1991, when the Soviet Union dissolved, the third international kind of dissolved itself.
Okay.
And so Mao, China and Russia kind of went their different way. But Trotsky got pissed with Stalin, and he says, I'm going to create a new movement. And we're going to create a new movement, which is called the Fourth International. And basically, Che Guevara tried to get Angola. If you go to Angola, you go to those countries. He tried to push a revolution there. And that didn't go well. And the Fourth International never really materialized more than a movement. He never got a country to rule.
Also, wasn't there a debate that fourth people like who were associated with that were, and Trotsky himself came from bougie or wealthy backgrounds? And
yes.
They were, and
they, yes.
Yeah. And
so
you
have
vanguard party led by, right, the poor people led by some kind of savior figure.
Yes, that's right. That you say you know your story.
But didn't they also say, hey, look, I was ISO, right? I was supposed to. But then also someone said they're Trotskys because they believe in the revolution, ongoing revolution.
The perpetual revolution, exactly.
Okay.
And yes, but you see, you have all the material. It's a question of nicking in your brain, and you're asking all the right question. The libertarian, all that shit, is the discussion. That's why I can hang out with the libertarian without any problem.
I'm kind of, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. So, but it's good to come back to it. Also, this DSA coming around. It's quite interesting to know. I still need to go to the DSA meeting. I need to find out what's going on.
Well, DSA...
It's probably not going to be my style, but we'll see.
No, but DSA is going to disappear slowly because the IS is going to become the ISO. The ISO was the ISO because the way they did things. So they turned the bylaws of the DSA into the bylaws of ISO. You change the name, but you work the exact same way. You end up with the exact same result.
Thinking regardless about the number of people that were participating, ISO was well participated in.
Oh, absolutely, because when you don't have any capital, when you don't have anything, but you have the security of your family, when you go home, you have food. When you have food on your plate, you have the luxury of being able to be a revolutionary. I mean, my cousin who made the European Forbes 50 under 40, he was on the Forbes under 40. I have an article of him as an ISO member being carried by 4 cops on the front page of the French newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean, and today he sent me, I made the Forbes 50 under 40. What do you want?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, and to tell the truth about mental health, his own wife got pushed into my cousin's sister-in-law got pushed into the subway. She got pushed by a mentally ill person into the subway with the subway coming in. That's his wife. That's the mother of his child. So how do you think about all that when you confront it to reality? To say, how does that affect me? Yeah. And this is what you need to think about. And SDA is that. And the reason DSA will go down ISO way, that's why I'm not even worried about DSA. However, I will run candidate against them every day of the week. If I find someone from the 14 that's tired of AOC, trust me, I'm the first one to put someone in front of AOC. Because AOC doesn't want to talk to me.
One thing that I think that's very powerful for DSA is that they're actually entrenched with a lot of college campuses. I'm actually, right now I told you, I'm looking up all the emails for all the student governments are actually very controlled. But what about getting SDA onto, right, the problem is that DSA had a lot of money, so that's how they're able to get into the campuses and get a lot of new donors and new membership.
I don't care about donors. We don't deal with money. We want to groom. The point of SDA is to groom candidate
but that money
for
makes it possible
political
for people to
office.
travel, makes it possible for you to buy brochures, flyers, things like that.
That will come in time. Right now, we don't need. Listen, we don't need to have the merch. The merch will come in time. There is free. The point of SDA is not about money. It's about grooming candidate that will get elected from the base. So maybe you, Eddie. I mean, don't sell yourself short. One day
I've said some crazy shit, man. You got my
don't
emails,
matter.
man.
Listen,
I'm not an electable guy.
Yes, you are electable. Trust me. We will. I'll get you elected. We'll start from the beginning. You start. You register in the Democratic Party.
I really want to see. I appreciate that. I would do it. I told you it's backfired on me in the past. I've been able to make changes. Maybe a couple changes that have lasted, but also a lot of
what
you learned it.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you were 10 years ago is not who you are today. You who you are is who you are. But if you come to the meeting once a month,
we gotta change the society. I will come to the meetings. When are the meetings again? Let's share with all the honestly.
Well,
I would
the
really
thing is,
anybody's watching. This is my activist of the year. I cannot really. I know he doesn't like it, but if I told you, that I press with Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Libertarians, Greens, everybody, people in the assembly, stuff like that, right? I'm also like, we got on Thursday or Friday, we're trying to move to Friday. I'm having a meeting with people in North Carolina, right? Possibly a YouTuber, a couple candidates, and some activists in the region. And out of all the groups that I work with, right, Theo is actually, right, my favorite. So come through.
Oh, don't say.
Yo, you are.
The thing is, you're going to hate me one day. One day we're
possible.
going to have a problem.
That's possible,
but the problem I wanted to be on issue. You see, someone sent me an email the other day saying, how come the French socialist, communist, and green were able to work together?
But no one can deny the tools that you're putting in people's hands. And even though people even say AOC this stuff, right? I say, look, AOC, I've seen her participating with the group called Hungry Monk, and people talk about it. And when we went to Save Section 9 in New York in D.C., Ilhan Omar's people were the nicest. And people don't have nothing nice to say because all they do is they're looking for come up for themselves a quick headline. I will give credit where credit is due, and nothing can take away from what you did as in terms of helping these candidates, in terms of building. Right?
Let me put it this way: AOC has done what she was supposed to do for the socialist movement. She has
break the door open a little bit and make it a little more acceptable. Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah,
She's
people want to do everything.
That.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is, Bernie kept the flame open all the way from 1940. Do you know that Red Scare? He kept the flame burning. Like you have those pilot in the stove.
Yeah.
Bernie is the pilot.
Yeah.
And AOC is the flame. Basically, Joe Crowley turned the.
So here we are saying acceptable things about her, right? But watch, we're the ones who won't talk to. Oh my God.
Exactly. No, but the thing is, it's funny.
Appreciate it, yeah. We'll appreciate, right? We'll be critical of the other things too, but we'll also appreciate.
I was there at 5 fucking in the morning. I was handing out literature in the Bronx for AOC to get elected. I was there at 5 in the morning. There is a tweet with me, and I had the NYPD come to me and screaming at me, saying, "Oh, I couldn't be 100 feet." And then AOC knows that because I was the only guy they had. They were like, who the fuck is this guy who get the NYPD, all that shit in my ballot? And they're like, and at the end, AOC knew who I was because I was the only guy who fought with the NYPD for my right. And so she knows who I am. But she still refused to talk to me, and you know what? Fuck it. And I still
give credit where credit is due. I still give AOC credit where credit is due.
Yeah, but you know what is funny?
I'll give you credit where credit is due, bro. Either way.
You know what is funny? Yeah. If you have ever listened to the speech from the Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez. Okay. Pedro Sanchez is the Prime Minister of Spain. He made a speech at the Socialist International in 2019, which I translate in English. And he talks about freedom and liberty and all the shit I'm talking is talking in 11 minutes. We took an hour to do that. But what's funny is I saw the original speech. Okay. The thing is, at the time, Maduro did something in Venezuela, and the prime minister had to address that. And the piece he cut out of the speech was actually AOC's name.
Oh,
because I have the original speech, the way it was supposed to be talking.
What do you say right there?
No, and he said the thing about the AOC and the Green New Deal and all that shit. And that's what he was supposed to talk about. But in the final speech, he wasn't going to talk about Venezuela. But basically, Maduro started going after the protests. So he had to address that. So he removed AOC and put Maduro there. But that's how AOC, when I say AOC is the burner, that the flame, literally, that's her. And that's where she gets credit. But now she got Jabari, she got Julia Salazar, she got all these elected officials to go with them. But they still did not build the social democrat movement that got them elected. They still they pandering to the ISO. They're pandering to the ISO.
I don't know how much. The thing is that, look, I've actually gone to AOC's office to work with them, right? Yeah.
I remember you went with I
went by myself. I've also done with other people, right? Usually I'm by myself. You know how it is, Theo, right? Yeah.
Yes, I know.
You know how it is. And the thing is that even when I'm in their office, right, like making suggestions like that are positive, right? I'm not there to I'm there to make positive change happen through any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that a lot of people there are trying to come up for themselves, and they'll try to elbow you out the way, or they want to keep you down because they want to be the ones controlling the whole situation. So her staff or the people around her, because of her success, are filled with these people that are getting in the way of actual honest people trying to talk to her.
Yes.
That's really fucking sad, but I don't think, how can she get away from that? Anybody in that position, even if I was in that position, those people would surround me, and I would be unable to escape.
But the point of Social Democrat, because I know elected official in Social Democrat, and the thing is, we email each other, we go to lunch together at restaurant. You know, the thing, well, that's what the party does, because they come out. The thing is, they come out of you. We groom them, right? We socialists groom our own politician. So once a month, the politician that get elected from that group, they have to come back to the monthly meeting, because the next month, the next year, the next election, when they want to get elected again, and they never show up to the meeting, they're like, "You wait a minute, you get elected, you disappear for 2 years, and now you show up."
Okay, so
what the
wait
fuck
a second. Okay, so now I heard this before, and I like that idea right there, and I think it's very important that people understand that and start to implement this within their own organizations, right? Stop excusing people. Right, make some like accountability within your organizations, right? This true.
Exactly.
But okay, let's take a look. Right, the thing is that AOC, she needed us in the beginning because she's an anti-establishment candidate, so she needs the ground. But once she gets in, right, the establishment says, "Hey, you know what? Like, we have control of this, blah 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 that, blah 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 that, right? We have this money that can help you with these consultants that can get you the ballot petitions done. You don't need Theo anymore, blah." And they have more money and more access and more resources, and they're gonna win. So
exactly.
Like, what do we do about that, man?
Well, the thing is, it will take time.
Because that basically the system means that the system is designed for them to sell out.
Yes, immediately, and you're right, and that's where the money comes. That you remember at the beginning.
So your plan, right, where you say that they have to go to the meeting, they could just say, "Fuck the meeting, even fuck your organization. Now I'm a Democrat. I don't need you no more."
Exactly, but the thing is, remember, we get them elected with no money either. That's why people.
How much of that was also Kyle Kalinske and his whole, and the Justice Dems and that whole.
Well, no, that's for AOC. No, AOC got the money from Justice Dem.
Yeah, which is the media machine that was right. TYT was a unique situation where the internet was new and a new media platform came out, and something was able to shake loose for a moment. But I don't think they're gonna let that happen again.
Well, the thing is, Rep My Block is actually, I put the Rep My Block under his project. They started an organization called Progressive Coder, and Rep My Block, the code is also right there. And I talk to those guys quite often, but the problem is we come back to the same thing: is why do you? Paperboy is doing the revolution really, because if he gets elected, he will have gotten elected without the money. I told Paperboy, go prostitute yourself. Go get a check of $200. Go get money. But don't ask me to give you the money. I'm already giving you Rep My Block. I'm already building Rep My Block for you. So right there, that's about $7,000 to $10,000 worth of work. So don't ask me.
You also drive the bus and all this other stuff, right?
Yes, I'm also the fucking driver of his bus.
By the way, that parking job still, that was legendary, man. That night, remember that parking job? Holy shit, man. Yo, that was magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
But the point.
You want someone to park your vehicle? Yo, Theo Chino's a champ. Holy shit. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but the point is, Paperboy, if he wants to go full Democrat the way he's supposed to do, I give him the loan. I tell him, go to meeting. Go kiss the ass of the consultant. Hire a consultant. Don't hire me. Hire someone to sell merch. Why can't you raise money? Why aren't you raising the money? What is preventing you?
Because the consultants, they know that he's not really completely under
viable.
Control.
And that's the viability part.
Is it just the viability, or is it just they know that he's not completely under control because they would like to? Well, oh yeah, because he's going against Nydia Velázquez, right? That they also play this.
And they're already controlling
they're
media.
Playing these games and shit, yeah.
Yeah, so why?
There's multiple layers going on. That's why I like talking to you, because you can talk about you get all the layers. It's like, easy.
I go from one layer to the
easy
next.
Conversation, man. It's easy.
Hold on. You realize when I when I went to the Socialist International in Santo Domingo, you were asking me about it. You see, they gave me this beautiful book right there in Santo Domingo.
Cool, man.
I crashed the party. The thing is, I didn't have an invite. I asked for the invite, the proper channel. They didn't give me the fucking invite. I went anyway. And the thing is, what they didn't know is that they organized it in a compound, because the security, these are the South American, all the delegates are pretty high in the South American lefted elected position, so they did it in a secure compound. So the thing is, when I grew up in Dominican Republic, I grew up on that compound, because it was owned by Western Union. No, not Western Union. What was the Western? I forgot who used to make the movie in the 70s, 80s. Western, some company that had the movie theater. They created that compound for tourists in Dominican Republic.
Best West?
No. I forgot who he was. But they used to do movie, and now it's Universal Studio and all that. Point being, they used to have a little town that was affiliated, and where they had a lot of Dominican artists. Pottery was called Alto de Chavon. And in Alto de Chavon, I used to spend my summer there with my mother. And so I knew the compound, and I knew the rule. The rule didn't change. So I knew. I went to hotel.com, got me a room there for $200. And then suddenly I show up at their meeting, and I knew everybody except the Dominican. The Dominican were like, oh yeah, we're showing up, like, oh, we are socialists. They didn't even fucking know they're socialists anyway. So I go there, and their security, they have all their security people, because when I was there, the minister of environment got assassinated in his office.
Straight up, that's some scary shit. Like when you in those other countries, like, yo, you can disappear. Like, straight up, man.
You can disappear immediately.
Yo, I know. I was the Caribbean too.
I go to the meeting, and I met all this delegation, which I knew from before. Hey, Jairo. Hey, David. Hey, this. Hey, that. And the Dominican don't know, where's your badge? Oh, I don't have a badge. Who invited you? I came. I'm SDA. Here is my business card.
Can't stop me. Nice. Yo, do you have any footage of that? That would have been awesome.
No, I don't have. They reached footage of me doing that shit, but I kept it on the down low.
When state leaders are there, it's going to be hard to whip out your phone and start recording. They're not going to like that. Yeah, so that's
I go as a Dominican. I'm Dominican. What do you? So the security force think I'm a grifter. Okay. So they're like, and so one take me apart. How are you connected to these people? I'm like, I'm a French socialist, and I show them my socialist card. And the guy goes, and the guy was a security guy. He had a gun, at the dinner where I wasn't invited, but I invited myself. I'm there eating with them, talking, and like teaching him socialism.
You're an inspiration, man. Keep going. I love it, man.
And so he goes, these guys are complaining. The Dominican politicians were complaining that I was too loud, too overbearing. and I'm having fun with all the other delegation. So they take me apart, and the guy asked me curiously, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a French socialist, I come from France, I'm the United States rep for SDA, we're still waiting for our invitation for the Socialist International, blah 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 blah. Then he goes, oh yeah, there's some people are complaining about you because your name is not on the list. And I go, who? And he points at a friend of mine. He literally pointed at a friend of mine.
Oh no.
And because he's a cop. At the end, he was a cop. So all cops do it. Sometimes they lie. So I goes, oh yeah, we had complaint over there at this table where you at. Stay with us. I'm like, and start talking to and say who complained. So, and he start pointing to these people, and I'm like, oh really? Yeah. Oh, they saying that to you? Oh yeah, I'm staying with you, and I stay with him, and I start pushing him. What he didn't know is the guy pointed out was my friend from Spain, who when he comes to New York, he sleep on my couch over there in my living room. And when I go to Spain, I sleep in his couch in Spain. But he was talking to the girl and he wanted to go out with the girl. So I'm leaving it. So I'm talking to the cops and I'm pushing it. And suddenly that's where I learned he's a cop and all that. And then he started accusing me to be FBI or CIA because I'm American.
Yeah.
And it became the most fun discussion. And at the end, when I tried to talk to him about politics, that's when he had to fess up that he's a security guard. Yeah. Because he couldn't keep up with the socialism part. But this is and that's what I do. So I'm a grifter like you. I go to the meeting and I apply those this is like the world meeting. Here I am. Boom. Let's discuss. And when I talk to the leader, I go, I need one thing from you. I need the fucking website to be working correctly. And when I call that phone number, I want someone to answer me. I don't want it to go to the dead end. Because when someone said, oh, I want to join SDA, I want to join the PRI, or I want to join whatever party, I want the phone number to call. You know, you go to the website, there is a phone number, you have a human being that tells you what to do.
Yeah.
Next meeting is at this location at this time. Come over. Okay. And that's all I'm asking for this leader. That's why I'm going to those international convention, is to have them to have a website with a phone number. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for the end of. I'm not asking them to fix the world. Yes, I'm asking that. I let them do it. So I'm going to Geneva at the United Nations next week or next month at the Socialist International. What they don't know is that I have several friends that actually have passes at the United Nations in Geneva because they work for the United Nations.
There you go, bro. There you go, man. There you go. Yeah.
And I had built business card. I had built business card with SDA in the front and Rep My Block in the back. And all I want them to do is give me a fucking website that works.
You know, it's kind of sad that I mean, it's a fun story, but it's also sad that that things kind of like, that your problems with the bureaucracy and stuff really kind of overshadow what should be honestly a new level of achievement, right? What should be, instead of helping, right? Yeah, because it could be so much better if they were helping, right?
But that's what we're asking AOC, and what you're doing when you go to AOC's office at the level of District 14. I'm doing that at the world level, but we're doing exactly the same thing. At the end of the day, is we crashing their party and reminding them that we represent the people. And I'm the leader of this American thing with 5 members, so they laugh at me. Oh, 5 members, ha 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 ha. Well, there is a reason I'm at 5. However, we have district leader. We already elected district leader. We already elected state committee member. We already elected a lot of people. So when they see my card, they always ask me, why is there a Democrat at the bottom of the card?
Yo, hold on. I'm going to show you some. Let me actually find this ill article, yeah? Actually, it'd be quite interesting. Let me see if I could find that, actually, where that was. Give me a second, yeah? Actually, there was this thing about, it's wild, from the CIA, right? The CIA, like, instruction manual about how to sabotage your workplace.
Yes.
Oh, have you seen that before?
Put it on. Let's
I
read
will.
It
okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's put this on, okay? Hold on, let me share my screen right here. Okay.
I'm waiting for the CIA to join SDA. So anyone from the CIA, FBI meeting, come at Frijolito on Thursday.
Advice from the CIA: how to sabotage your workplace.
Yes.
Let's go and scroll on down to the sabotage field manual.
Yes.
And let's go to here. We see the general interference with organizations and production. Number 1 says always do things through channels, never print shortcuts. Number 2 says make speeches long speeches.
Yes.
Right.
Oh no.
But
that's exactly what they do. And so talk as frequently as possible. What I do is we already talk about that subject. Enough of that subject. Wrap it up.
Number 3 is actually the magic one right here, right? When possible, refer all matters to committees for further study and consideration. Attempt to make the committees as large as possible, never less than 5. Right?
And
because they want to
that's
slow
why
things down.
SDA
Yeah.
is 15 people max. 15 to 20 people. Once we get 40 people, we break it up into 2 groups of 25.
Right.
Each one, those who live in one electoral district go work at that electoral district, and those who work on this other electoral district work on that other electoral district, because that's the point. That's why I'm breaking up. This the reason of SDA is this document. So you're absolutely right. Never less than 5. Bring up irrelevant issues as frequently as possible. Yes.
No, they want. They want to have huge groups because they want to tie up everything and slow it down. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
But SDA is slow as fuck. So further study, absolutely. SDA, we will take a further study and we'll talk to death about everything. So let's go on.
Yeah.
Bring up irrelevant issue. Absolutely. We're stoned. We're drunk. We will talk about everything you want.
Haggle over precise wordings of communications, minutes, resolutions.
Absolutely. Haggle everything. That's a socialist thing. Get the fucking dictionary because we'll haggle. But the thing is, we'll haggle over that word for 6 months if you want.
But you know what? Actually, I have to give you props, though, because your organization is actually making progress. You said we already have state committee member. We already have this other thing.
Yes, but wait. Bring the last 2 options.
You want that back? Okay, my bad. I'll put back. No problem.
Where is that done?
I'll
right
send it
there.
to you. I'll send you this link.
No, but I want the last 3 one. Give me the last 3.
No problem.
Put it out. The last one.
Number
Advocate
5.
caution, be reasonable, and urge fellow conferencee reasonable and avoid. 100%. That's what the fuck SDA is about.
Wait. This is how SDA is trying. This is how the CIA tries to infiltrate groups and mess them up.
I know. So we welcome them. This is.
You're wild, Theo. You're wild, Theo. All right, fuck it. Why not? All right.
Wait. Be worried about the property of any decision. That's where we disagree, because once we take the decision, that is the fucking decision. And how it happened in a big party with a lot of people, and there is thousands of things, and that is it. Once we took the decision and we start again from step 1, we insist on doing everything through channel. Never. And that's basically the. So right there, this is an SDA meeting. CIA, welcome. You are welcome to our meeting. And actually, you know what? We would actually get money.
Yo, Theo, did you say earlier I was going to get elected? Because guess what, Theo? After this meeting right here, never getting elected. That's all right. I don't mind.
No, you are.
Raise
I'm
up
sorry,
the people.
you are good.
No, I don't want. Honestly, I'm here to get the people more involved, right? Yeah.
But,
and then the elected officials can do what we elect them to do, right? Yeah.
But you realize one thing. This is what the CIA put out on interference with organization, right?
Yeah.
The socialist organization figured it out. We have to do that. And that's what happened with social democracy. We took power in Spain, France, Switzerland, everywhere you name. Basically, it's because Americans are so gung-ho into doing stuff that they forgot how to do that. And when you apply those rules, you actually become 10 times more productive, because your mind, you're a human being. So when they say bring up irrelevant issue frequently as possible, is let your mind wander, go from one point to another. But
that's an interesting take. Yeah.
And that's why I want Eddie. You remember Eddie, the other Eddie?
Yeah. When are we gonna meet?
Eddie Lee. Eddie Lee, NYPD, a surgeon in the NYPD. I'm getting him to become part of us, but it will take time.
There's another Eddie Lee. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, Eddie Lee. No, the NYPD guy.
Isn't that Stephen Lee?
No, Stephen Lee. You're right, Steve Lee.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eddie.
Steven's been around so long, man. Just he's been missing. Yeah, so.
Yeah, he's been missing, but he's busy with his corruption case and all that. But
yeah, maybe he can't talk about it. I don't know why, but he just went silent.
He cannot talk, but let it be. One day.
I still support him, though. I wish.
Yeah, I support him 100%.
Stephen Lee. Yeah, I mean, out there like tweeting stuff like that, or put like Stephen Bishop.
Yeah, how
Lee,
is he doing?
Give him a supportive word. Yeah, he's still out
there. But you see what just happened now? We let our mind go from one irrelevant subject to the next. I'm going to talk to Steve to say, hey, Steve, I haven't talked to you in 6 months. What happened with you? Are you okay? How's your case going? How's your life? How's your children? This is what happened when you have an SDA meeting and you let your mind wander a little bit on every little direction. But at the end of the day, you bring it back to the center. We go back to the original discussion. We were talking about social democracy. Yeah. And this is what the CIA, I would love to welcome them. I mean, right there.
Hilarious. Okay. There's have you heard about this thing called sociocracy?
No, but you're going to tell me about it.
I'm not, to tell you the truth, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not really big on systems, but it's actually very popular amongst some groups. I think the Unified People's Assembly is trying to use, you could look up sociocracy. It's supposedly some type of, everybody does something called consent. There's not votes, but I think it's very difficult to get everybody to consent to it, right?
Yes.
It just takes one person to screw it up and then put it all back way to square one. So I do like making progress, and that's one of the things I do like about you, Theo. I see you making a lot of progress. I see you effective at making things happen, and that's why I'm with you, man.
But hold on, let me share you a document.
I need results, man. You know what I mean?
What?
I said I need results, and when I
we're
work
going
with you,
to get results.
I see results. You know what I mean? But
can I share? Can I show you a document here?
Yeah, please.
Very quickly.
Let me see. How do I make it so you can share the screen? Let me see. I may have to.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right, we do some technical stuff, but then we got to learn all these little things. Oh,
I think if you go to share screen, you have a little tab that lets you say everybody can share. Meanwhile, I look for my document.
I'm looking. I'm gonna see if there's some options. Okay.
I wanted to show you.
I'm going to advanced sharing options, and I say, okay, all participants, you have just been enabled for sharing, I believe.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Can you share now?
I wanted to show you something. Let me see. Oh, yes, I can share the document now. Yes. Here it is. Okay. What I wanted, can you see that? Okay. Yes. What I want to share is this document here. So this is here it is. This is the Social Democrat. This is the Social Democrat organizational chart. As you can see here, it's complicated, like anything we do. CIA would love that. The thing is, the branch is the basis of everything. The branch is literally the 10, 15 people. Try to disrupt that as CIA. You go to a meeting where you try to disrupt 15 people.
Yeah, it's gonna be everybody will know each other.
Yeah, and basically the branch elect a treasurer, and that's it. So then after you have paid your due, you have your county committee, your county political committee. So basically is your district leader, the size of a district leader race. You know, the size of a district leader, the county district leader, which make up the same size as the Democratic or the Republican Party. So in there, you have your branch secretary, you have your caucus member, you have all the people who want to participate. That's the second meeting every month, right?
You can be in the same county as Payboy Prince. I might be a different one. I'll have to see.
Yeah, but then you have your state political committee, which is based on your county, your county political committee, and the caucus member, and the elected official, right? The elected official are there, and then you have your national political committee.
So
same
quick
bullshit.
Question for you. Okay, so there's a lot of, and I know that you've advised a lot of candidates running, a lot of parties. And,
yes.
Your experience there is amazing.
Yes.
So now the thing is that some of these parties, right, like the New York People's Assembly, they're trying to actually, they're in the beginning process of trying to find a candidate. And I know some of them look to me for guidance, but I'm telling you right now, Theo Chino's the fucking man, right?
No.
Anyways, yeah, so when you're trying to select a candidate, right, like I'm actually concerned because the thing is that you could try to find one from outside, right?
I'm
because
not.
I think there's an NPD, so someone from the inside has to run who's already in the branch.
Yes, you have to have 3 years of membership.
I like that a lot. 3 years? Okay.
Yes, before you can use the logo. But right now we're a little bit flexi, but we're not that long. Because the thing is, when you look at this logo here behind me,
yeah,
you know what you stand on.
So
you have a platform.
So for the people that are watching, right, that are looking that maybe have their own parties, maybe they're already maybe they're part of a party already.
Yes.
What are some recommendations that you have, like such as the 3-year rule or things like that, to make sure that candidates are really more honest about attending to the needs of your organization?
Well, good luck on finding one. Even in the Socialist Party, nobody's honest. What makes them honest is the organization that look over them.
Okay. So
and the reason
what are some
of
rules
saying,
that they could do to or what are some things that they could do to
well,
kind of assure
the thing
that?
is, every socialist elected official come from a branch. They come from that little circle there. Every candidate come from a branch. Period.
I think
every
NYPA
candidate
is looking for candidates from outside the party because I don't think there's anybody inside who wants to run.
No. If you want to run, you have to learn what socialism is. You have to pay your dues to the group. Yeah. And the group will decide whether or not you are the socialist candidate.
Sounds good to me.
And if you get elected, you better come every month so you can report back and give your experience. We think of doing this. And you as an elected, you say, I've been elected for a year. And I realized that this idea that you had is not right. We need to make a modification here to this idea because what I see as being elected, we learned this new thing that we didn't think of. So we need to modify our Green New Deal. We need to modify whatever based on the experience I come as an elected official. So maybe we need to tone it a little bit down. We need to rise it a little bit up, move to the left, move to the right.
Sure.
We need to adapt.
Yeah.
And the experience that an elected official come with of being elected is the experience the branch need to hear. So
yeah,
the president of France was member of a branch, and he fucking went to his branch. All president he was. And trust me, that branch was like locked down because everybody would go to that branch. So, yeah. the thing is, no matter if you're a cabinet member, you go to your branch meeting every month. And you better not fail, and you better have an excuse for not being there. And sometimes the excuse is, oh, well, I have the Davos meeting. I have to go to Davos. Well, your excuse. We're not going to. But if you don't bring back your experience in the branch discussion at the grassroots level, when you are an elected minister, then you have no business being in the Socialist Party.
I like that a lot. That's a great way to protect organizations to stay to their goals. Maybe Justice Democrats, people inside Justice Democrats start putting pressure in Justice Democrats for that type of thing to happen. Good luck. You can get kicked out real quick. Then you can come join SDA. All right, try to make AUC somehow accountable to y'all. Good luck with that, okay?
Yes, and the thing is, in the Democratic Party, if you look at the Democratic Club, they all have their elected official. But the elected official come in and give a report. They sit there. I did this in Congress. I did that. I did this. I did that. Trust me, everybody in the branch already know what you have done. You don't need to give us a report of what you have done. Right. We're here to give you our opinion on your fucking report. Yeah. And sometimes it's funny because you see the elected official who voted no on something, and he has to explain to the branch why he voted no when he was supposed to vote yes. After that, the branch can decide, you know what? We're not agreeing with you, but that's okay. Or we disagree. Next election, you're not our candidate. And that's what happened to the French president. People don't realize the French president, François Hollande, said we're going to take away the passport of dual citizen, right? That became, he got primary. He said, I'm not running for president anymore because the party was so gung-ho not against him. So he couldn't. You see what I'm saying? Is that's how you keep people accountable. AOC is not accountable anymore. So that's why I put Badroun Khan there. That's why I helped Badroun, if you remember. Badroun Khan ran against AOC.
Is she running again?
No, not this year. She's tired. But the thing is, Badroun, I'm working with Badroun because you can see socialism. Socialism is not this crazy idea. Yeah. So Badroun Khan one day might take her card and lead an SDA meeting.
We'll
the
see,
same way Eddie, not Eddie, but Steve Lee might do it in Flushing or in Brooklyn or whatever. Yeah. And that's it. Nothing more. I mean, it's not this thing of like what the ISO say. Oh, we have to look up for everybody. No, CIA. I welcome the CIA. I'll turn them into SDA. They will go back at home. They will go back inside the CIA and say, maybe we, I mean, Edward Snowden. Here it is. Very good perspective, semi-SDA candidate material. But if you listen to Edward Snowden, he's doing his socialist education on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, he is doing a social democrat education.
Most Americans do share these values. Most Americans would be down for liberty. Most Americans would be down for more democratic decisions. I think this would be very popular, right? Yeah.
Then where's the problem? You see, there is no problem.
Well, yeah.
So what we need to do is get people elected. Wherever there is an election, we need someone to...
The problem is, right, the thing is that with the CIA, right, that they may be taking orders from industry that may have something to benefit by, by continuing to, like, engage in selling of weapons, things like that.
Yes, absolutely.
And that if they're not answering to, they will have their own personal, probably...
Oh, they have an agenda.
I'm sure I probably run into people like that, and they've been sympathetic to the things that I stand for. But when it comes time to really fighting for it, they will collapse because their a job's there for their kids. Something's going to happen for them. They get a job, something.
But I can introduce you to the French CIA is called la DGSE.
No, I didn't know about that. I know nothing.
Well, every country have a CIA version.
Yeah.
So it's like the Department of. There is a great. Anyway, before I take away my screen because we stopped talking, we sidetrack on the CIA again. But all it is, the branch is supposed to come up with position paper, resolution, candidate selection among themselves, and platform campaign. Because if you're going to run to something like me, you need to have a campaign platform, right?
Okay, wait a second. Okay, so will each branch have their own position papers?
Well, there is the international position paper, there is the national position paper, and every time you use like, for example, I mean, I'll go very quickly. Socialist.org, right? I go here.
So it's possible that a local position paper might go against the national position.
Yes.
Fair. Okay.
And that happened. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, you see, this is a Congress.
Okay.
All this position paper from everywhere in the world get to be exchanged. And this is like the 25th Congress of the Socialists in Cartagena. This is the position paper, the international position paper. We want for a world in peace with equality and solidarity, right? Mm-hmm. You see, it's very general. How do we take this, we American, from Bushwick and make a world for peace and equality, and solidarity?
That's what I'm down for.
Yeah, but let's figure it out. And let's figure out what we can do in Bushwick to apply those ideas. You see where I'm going? So every branch have their position paper. However, if a position paper, like when I put my taxation for 0% for corporation, trust me, we're still debating it and I'm not letting it go. So I'm going to advocate for it. And I'm going to go branch per branch per branch advocating for it until he makes it to the national platform and he gets voted. And one day, maybe that will be the position. That will be a socialist position. Corporation pay no taxes.
That's fair. It might get incorporated to another position, or it might stand on its own. We'll see how it ends out.
So the work, and after that, you have your caucuses. Caucus A, B, C, D, E. Each caucus basically take the position paper. They're like the group. I believe what, people will believe certain thing and not believe other thing. So that's where the caucuses come about. So Caucus A believe in A and B. Caucus B believe in A and C. Caucus C in C and D. And they fight each other. But the fighting is usually on little detail. Should we do this? Should we allocate the money to do this? Or should we allocate the money to do that first? What do we do first to accomplish the socialist ideal? That's what the caucus fight. And so the caucus will prepare, they will do everything they can to get as many branch leader elected, to get as many, to get power.
I like this setup a lot. I'm also there's also something called Unified People's Assembly. They're trying to come up with a different set of recommendations for people that are setting up parties. And I will actually try to submit this to some of those people.
No, but this is how the socialist,
right for real.
Yeah, but this is, so each caucus, each Congress happen every 4 to 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. Every 4 to 5 years, we come up with a Congress. So, for example, this one is the...
Well, there's different things like that, right? Like every 2 years there's a House, right?
Well, the 2 years, yeah, but...
And then some that have the terms, like they go longer than 2 years, so yeah.
Yeah, there is all these rule, Congress, convention, but at the end, militantps.org, here. So this is the Congress in France. That was the 79th Congress of the French Socialists. So you can see here, document after document after document. I translated everything, but you can see all those documents right there. All those documents. And if you open one, let me open.
What is the Fifth Republic?
It's because the Fifth Republic. In France we had 5 republics. We had the First Republic in 1789. Then we had a king. Then we had, in the United States they add amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah.
We in France we redo the Constitution every time, so we write the document from scratch. So right now we have the Fifth Republic, different way of doing things, but it's still the same shit.
I got you. Yeah.
So
another way of doing it. Sure.
So, for example, someone wrote, a comrade wrote, the party socialism is the party of the feminist revolution.
Okay.
Socialists socialists therefore feminism. We are socialists therefore feminists. If feminists way in the world, blah, blah, blah. And they tell you their reason. And you have a whole document of 3 pages. And you have the socialist signatory who signed that document.
Why are there numbers next to the names?
That's where the region they come from. 93, they come from that region. 69, the north. 75, Paris. 83. That's the number.
Okay.
Nothing more. Like in the United States, it would say New York, Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
What they're asking is that this document we demand, here it is. They say, we demand that each candidate for any election must have previously undergone training in the fight against violence against women and equal right between women and men. In other words, no training, no nomination.
I feel like a lot of the organizations that I'm working with don't have documents like this, or if they do, they hide it from the members. And
well, no, but hold on. This is a proposal.
That's cool.
This is just a proposal. Right?
Yeah, it's interesting, yeah.
So then we go to our Congress. Then there is, those documents were the preparation document of the Congress.
Sure.
So all these documents were shared among all the members across all the branches across the whole France. And everybody discussed that at one meeting we went in and we're like, oh, what document do we discuss? And every branch talk about all those documents. Not all of them. You pick one, you pick two. You have 10,000 branches. You have enough people to discuss whatever it is you want to discuss. Fair labor law, violence against women. And you can see some documents are opposing each other. One document says this, the other document says that. So you have discussion in the branch about the two documents that comes in, right?
Yeah.
So then all these caucuses, basically the caucuses will say, we are going to look at document A, B, C, D. We want this document to become the platform. We want a piece of this document. So each caucus suddenly write a final document, a whole document that says, if you vote for us, this is our platform for the party. If you vote for us, that's our platform for the party. And so there is, like, at the end, 5 documents that are like 100-page long of platform.
Right.
And then every member from the whole country get to elect which platform is going to be the socialist platform. And starting at that vote, this is the socialist platform.
That sounds like right now they have a platform committee at the NYPA. I hope they're really paying attention. I think this is really
no, but we don't have a platform committee. There is no platform committee.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? They have one. Then maybe they should rethink that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, well, if they're going to become SDA, as well be SDA. I mean, why reinvent the wheel? So the caucuses come up with the platform, and then the vote. So who runs the party basically is the leader of the caucus. The caucus that got the platform with the most vote automatically becomes the leader of the party. And every position within the legislative body, let's say caucus A got 70% of the vote. They get 70% of the chair. Caucus B got 20%. They get 20%. Caucus C got 3% of the vote. They get 3 chairs. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then the group right there is the only moment the platform committee gets together, really. They get together and they going together, all those caucuses, under the leadership of caucus who won the platform, are going to build the final socialist platform. And that socialist platform become socialism. At that moment, every member gets to vote yes or no on the platform, the final platform, and that is socialism. When you say socialism, this is the platform from this year to that year. That's what socialism and social democracy is. So the member, you cannot tell me this is not the member that finally voted the platform, right? So certain years, the platform is boring as fuck. You have the platform, like you have a Congress, you have 2 platforms. Really, it's the same platform, but with 2 different leaders.
Okay.
So it's a fight of leadership.
Let me ask you one of my concerns just as an activist.
Yes.
So the thing is that, let's take, for example, I'm glad you said universal health care instead of Medicare for all.
Yes.
Let's talk about Medicare for all for a moment. So the thing is that I have significant background as in terms of I was medical school. I was actually have thousands of hours of observation in doctors' offices and also hospitals, emergency rooms. Not only that, I've also worked as a advocate for people who are actually fighting against insurance companies because they are going to see pain management, things like that, other things. Yeah. So the thing is that I was one of the few Asian American organizers in the Medicare for All March here in New York City. I actually invited Yang to that. They didn't come to that. Yeah. But the thing is that now what happened was that I went to D.C. and 4 actually policemen put me in an arm lock and threw me to the ground.
Yes.
Actually, they weren't.
I know your method.
Yeah.
I know your method.
Yeah. Because the thing is that, right, they wanted to have Lee Camp and some other celebrities speak at the event. And the thing is that when the casuals are in charge, right, Medicare for All can be turned into anything. So actually, I'm no longer an advocate for Medicare for All because I feel that the people who are running it are the casuals who don't really care about the things. They'll get something that sounds like change, right, and then they'll just greenlight whatever the person who's in charge, their savior, is going to run through some crap and it's going to be worse than it was before. Actually, that's how I feel.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So the
right.
thing is that when you open up to the casuals too, or the people who don't really know about the issue, and you ask them to make, decisions about things. Let's suppose, for example, right? Also, another thing that I'm worried about, like democracy or just social democracy in general, is let's suppose all the white people in the United States said, you know what, we're just going to vote to say it's okay for black people to keep suffering the way they are, and it's okay for the inequity to continue.
Yes.
We can still address those things, and those might be points of contention in the party, right? But the fact of the matter is that the platform can become. How does social democracy protect minorities?
By having, remember that thing. Go back to the The thing is the minority voice.
Yeah, that will allow them to voice their concerns. Go ahead.
It's called the minority voice within the organization. Remember when I was doing that thing, I was showing you here these caucuses.
Mm-hmm.
Each caucus do have a percentage of people elected in the Congress.
Now, there might be a disabilities caucus. There might be a Asian
well,
American caucus.
Yeah, but if you are a topical caucus, basically you want to make sure that your topic gets included in the other caucuses. And you see this for example, all these people, all these proposal are topical topics. Disability. Let's find something on disability. Contribution. Dare to talk. Here's the contribution. These are people who do topical topic. Contribution. Dare to talk about disability and school. Introduction. The idea is more aimed at helping people with disability who are at risk of being reminded of it, are the people furthest away from employment and therefore the poorest in society. And he explained you have 3 pages to explain how you want. And so basically the purpose of this proposal is this. And this is how these people have come up with their platform, right? Their topical contribution. So this is where all those topical get put it in for the caucus to pay attention, for the leader of each caucus to say, you know what, we need to talk about disability and school. What do we put in the final platform of the Socialist Party? And at the end, one line, the conclusion of all these documents might make it. Some of it, my proposal of 0%, I'm still trying to making it to the contribution level, right? I'm still trying to convince other socialists to have signature, because you need a number of signature to get a contribution there. So it's not like, oh, I have one, I need to get it out of the branch. So I have to convince my own branch that 0% taxation is right.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, I will not have the national visibility. And the rule to have the national visibility, I know it. I'll get it when I get it. And, it is management of time. So you can see already the number of documents there is there as topical document. So those documents are what makes the Congress. So if a leader if I come up, I'm the leader of a because you become the leader of a topical document. So if the leader of a caucus doesn't pay attention to you with your topical document, basically you're like, fuck you. Why you not? I'm not going to vote for you. So yeah. There is that struggle, and it's the same struggle inside the Republican Party and the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Except in the French version here, there is no money involved. There is no money. All I need is an email account. That's it.
Quick question. Why do you think they're able to stay? Because the branch organization. That's what keeps the money from entering. Because
yes.
Let's suppose that 15 people work for Bloomberg said, "Fuck it, I'm going to start my own branch," and then they just start creating and going in there. You know what I mean?
Well, they can. Well, as long as they are there.
Yeah.
As long as they are there, to the point of getting elected.
Still social
and run for county committee.
As long as they work within the framework.
Yeah, remember.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're running a branch, is one purpose only: get elected. You need to get elected. You need to get your shit in front of the voter. So Right now, it's easy for us. Nobody's doing it, so it's easy to get running. But as we get into more and more discussion, it's going because if you look, I mean, I'm going to be fair with you. Look at this DNC platform. Have you ever Googled that?
Let's take a look. I made it, but I don't remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done
Look,
a lot of stuff.
Here is the DNC, where we stand, party platform. Download the party platform, Democratic Party platform. Boom, here it is. Read it. Raising wage, enacting robust work family, investing in ending poverty, protecting customer right and privacy. Holy fuck, that is socialist point of view.
Talk about it, but is they actually about it? You know, they say anything, right? Yeah, what do they actually?
Yeah. Do? So basically, Jabari Bridgeport, I don't see you. I see you leading Jabari and all these people. I see them, and AOC, I see them leading the megaphone, but I don't see them bringing back their knowledge to the branch level, at their branch. And that is the problem. And it's not me saying it; it's a lot of people.
Yeah, so, even Zoran can't contact AOC anymore. Zoran, I think, is like the DSA leader for like Queens or something, right? Yeah, he can't even get in contact with her anymore.
So, but the point is that's where there is a hierarchy. But me, as a French, I'm in the French Socialist Party, I'm this low. I'm this low. The difference is the number 2 in the party in the French Socialist used to be the president of the New York branch. So her and I had done a lot of activism together. She know who I am, and I'm like, I get fucking pissed with her. And but when she see me at the meeting, she doesn't spit on my face. She doesn't call security to get me out.
Yeah.
She's very polite with me. She's like, "Hi, Theo, how are you?"
She respects you, OG, right? Yeah.
And but the same thing. That's why I say when I hear your story within the movement and all that, I can feel your frustration. I can feel it.
Yeah, I'm super frustrated, man.
And that's why I'm saying.
Oh, you don't even know. Maybe you know some of it. I know you've been watching some material, but the thing is that I'm not only getting slammed in Yang Gang, I'm also getting slammed in the MPP world, and actually things that erupted over from MPP world spilled over and then caused problems here, and then that's causing me problems in other things that I'm doing, like the Assange. Anywhere where I am, this probably happened to you, but anywhere where I am, they have replacements trying to take me out. So in Assange activism, they replaced me with someone named Katie Halper. Now I can't speak at those events, even though I was there before. The Yang Gang, right? Yeah, they canceled me. Now they have Paget and freaking Matt. They have all these fakes. It's disgusting.
The thing is, within the socialist movement, we have all these fake too. Don't worry, we have fakes. I mean, in the French socialist, I mean, when I went to Dominican Republic, I take picture with the fake and I put it on my ballot because I know, but they're the leader. They're the fake leader, and I will take them down when time comes. Not right now, but when time comes, we will call out the fake, and they will come down. I mean, here I'll share it to you with another one, a funny one. I'm all about funny story.
Okay.
Cahuzac. This is here in Wikipedia. This guy. You see this guy?
Okay, so. I do feel like you said in French the money hasn't entered. It kind of feels very grassroots when I look at the the proposal and the way that they're written, right?
Yes.
Now, would you say that U.S. is super unique in the infiltration of money? Because it would seem that money infiltrating the system would be anytime you have something that could really affect policy or millions of dollars worth of stuff, they're gonna make their play. You know what I mean?
The problem is, do you want to get elected or not? Let me finish with Cahuzac.
Okay, go ahead.
Cahuzac here, you see him, right?
No, you're not sharing your screen right now.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen?
You'll unshare your screen
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm sharing now.
Okay, cool.
You see this guy?
Yeah.
He has a tie. He has everything.
Sure.
He's a socialist member.
Okay.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Except, he had to resign. He was the minister of... He was the minister in charge of fighting against tax evasion.
Yeah, see, I don't...
What?
Yeah.
And he was a socialist, and he went to jail for tax evasion, actually.
Yeah, that's sad. Well,
Yeah, but what is funny is because we know him since the beginning. Our branch is called the branch of French outside of France. And every year we had our convention, and one year he came and he explained to us, French overseas, that we are fucking tax. We are tax fraud people. We shouldn't have this and that. And we had fought him for the longest of time as a branch of foreigners, of French overseas, to say, Cahuzac, shut the fuck up. Literally. We went, and it was always a fight. It was like going to the, it was like AOC. He would present a law, and every time we're like, fuck you, we are not tax shit. We are French overseas. When he became that guy, and when the Panama paper came out, we were laughing our asses over, and we said that's why for the last 20 years he has been like talking about that shit and calling us out. And we were happy when he went to jail, and he was a socialist. So, come on, can you see Can you see the fakeness?
That's why I don't believe in any system. I believe in the people.
Yeah. But the thing is, only the socialist system has no problem about throwing in jail their own people when they don't do.
They're not deifying it. They have to follow. Yeah, it's more equal. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And the thing is, and trust me, there is another guy who used to be a socialist, and he got elected to. Oh, there is the Boris Faure. The Boris Faure is the head of was the head of our branches. And basically, another guy who didn't get the endorsement, right? Yeah. The endorsement for becoming the next, like AOC, member of parliament, basically ran into him into the street, took his helmet, his motorcycle helmet, and he pounded to death like twice. He pounded twice to him that he almost got into a coma. And so basically, a member of parliament, we can fight. Don't worry, we will fight with. With our fist, and there is no. You see, there is.
Sometimes people get passionate about it. Yeah, they get worked
exactly.
Up, yeah.
The passion will come out, and your passion is welcome. If you come one day, your passion would be welcome. But there is no obligation to become a member. However, if you're not a member, you'll never be coming. You'll never be able to use the logo. That's it. But you will. But also your word, when you will propose something, let's say to bring back the death penalty, we're going to say, hey, dude, shut up. We don't want to talk about that. Or, you have to accept that you have to accept in the right of abortion. You have to accept that we need to abolish the death penalty. You have to accept to certain premises.
Yeah, those party positions, right?
Well, you have to accept the big ideas. Okay. If you cannot accept those big ideas, you have no place to be a socialist. However, after that, we
have to make it clear what those big ideas are, just to make
sure. They're written. There are like 5 of them. Okay. Basically, universal basic income. You have to accept it. You have to accept the abolition of the death penalty. You have to accept the right of a woman to choose. Any chance you have to put that in the Constitution as an amendment, we have to do it. And after that, Medicare for all. All that is more managerial stuff. So yes, we have to have Medicare for all. We have to have all those things, but you have to have free education. You have to have USB port charger. Whatever comes out of your mind. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a process, and it's a slow process, not a fast process. It takes time. And 10 years goes pretty fast, actually. I didn't realize that we're doing this shit for 5 years already.
Hey, man, we only know each other for about 2 years now, right? Yeah.
Exactly. 2 years went by so
like
quickly.
That. Yes, like that. Yeah.
And but the thing is, the frustration you feel, I felt it. So I know some of it. And my revenge is, when I go back to France, I'm the head of the United States SDA.
I'm ganging up with you, bro. I'm ganging up, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we need each other, so let's help each other out here. Yeah.
It's a small. I feel like it's a small gratification because they're like, oh no, you're not. They've been trying to put me down. How many two? You know, when they were like two paying member. Now we are 5. So, but the point is, they've been trying to put me down as, oh, you don't get a voice because your organization is on the shadow of DSA. Yes, I am shadow
but
DSA.
They don't want to be members. We do.
Well, but the point is, I don't give a shit. Okay. And the point is, I showed you there is a method. I show you there is certain thing, and everything will fall into place in the right time, at the right moment. Rep My Block is for Republican and Democrat, and we need we need the meat. The last piece I'll show you. I'll share my screen with you again.
Okay.
The last piece I will talk about is, what do we need to get elected? We need the raw file. The party people runs on getting elected. To get elected, we need to have the list of voters. So the list of voters.
Getting that right now in the swing states.
What?
I think my man Brian is getting that in the swing states right now.
Yes, but we need to have all those lists of voters. And there is a group that calculated it costs $200,000 to get the whole country. It shouldn't. It should be free. The whole list of voters shouldn't be those 9 states. It should be the 50 states. And so this is the raw. Those raw lists is what Rep My Block needs to be able to.
Maybe we can get in and split the cost with some other organizations.
No, it needs to be free. It doesn't have to be
free. I
cost.
agree with you. Yo, I call you a free data rights activist, man, for real.
Yeah, and it has to be free. And the thing is, that's why we need to work within Rep My Block. Any elected for Rep My Block has to work with their Long County organization to make sure the information is free in their state and not paying.
I think that would be a great service for SDA branches to make available to their locales.
Yes.
That would be a great way for us to build our value to the community.
Exactly, and that's what SDA. That's the work SDA should be doing. But more than that, at the end of the month, we shouldn't be in the street fighting, going to DC every other week. Going raw.
But then I meet the people who are committed, right? The people who are there.
Yes.
That's why I go there. I don't go there because I think that's going to make the change.
No, but that is for the youth. Those are for the youth to do that. That's for the university student. That's part of the learning process. I'm too old for that shit.
But the university students have been captured by the establishment. That's why there's no more student activism anymore.
Yes, but we're established. Don't forget, we're establishment too.
How is that? Because once you set this organization, it becomes an establishment.
I am establishment. I am in the Democratic Party. I am building the new establishment within the establishment.
They did that in Nevada too, but they didn't talk about it until after it was done. Right?
Yeah,
they said there was overthrow. It's happening in New York City, people. We're trying to do it in New York City, and they won't tell about it until after we do it, which is ridiculously impossible. Try to help out. This is a dope project.
Yeah, but the way they did it is because they're smaller than New York. They only needed 150. Their slate is only 150 people, and they're burning people. They've been organizing for a long time. I talked once to their leader over there, and the thing is, in New York, we need 17,000 people. So, organizing 100 people is not the same as organizing 17,000 people. And I told that, Shahid Buttar.
We have some run-ins. Interesting. Okay, what about Shahid? Shahid's in Jimmy Dore's pocket.
But Shahid, I love Shahid.
That's cool. All right. Maybe we could work something out then. Cool.
Well,
I will
Shahid,
fight for myself. Nobody can't
well,
me.
I'll tell you about Shahid.
Okay.
Shahid and I worked together on a project about the EFF called the Privacy Board. So I met Shahid at a convention, and one day he calls me. He's like, "Theo, we need to get the Post Act and the Privacy Post Act and the thing." I'm like, I read the Post Act. I'm like, fucking hey, this is exactly the platform we need to back. And as public advocate candidate, I backed that thing. And you saw how much work it took BLM to get it passed, and Jumani and all those people to get it passed. So I go, Shahid, So he calls me and he's like, we need to do a municipal thing in the city of New York. You do your little thing. And I'm like, oh, Shahid, you want me to do that? Yeah, no problem. Well, we need to get, there is 50 district, there is 50 lawmaker. We need to get 50 people. We need to get 50 people organized in each district. And Shahid is go, Theo. I didn't ask you for a multi-state organization. I just asked you to do a municipal thing in New York. And he goes, Shahid, this is how New York municipal shit goes. We have 50 districts, 50 councilmen. We need 26 councilmen to agree to the same thing. And suddenly I show him the petition. I show him everything I was doing to force the candidate through the petitioning.
Yeah.
And suddenly Shahid goes back to California. Next thing I know, he's running for Congress. I'm like, Shahid, I was talking about county committee.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't believe we're going to DSA. I'm like, Shahid, okay.
That's the shortcut, I guess, yeah?
Yes, that's the shortcut.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Shahid, do whatever. And so he goes in the first time. He comes up third. I call him, congratulations, Shahid. Blah, blah, blah. And comes the second run. He runs again. And I'm like, Shahid, if you need to continue running because this is Nancy Pelosi. At one point, she will go away, and the second name in everybody's lips will be Shahid. So you will be elected.
Yeah.
So you need to continue running. No, I know. I'm tired. I don't want to run. I go through this shit. I'm like, Shahid, run.
Yo, that's all these people. They weak, man.
So I go, but you need to build your county committee. You will never beat Nancy if you don't build a county committee because she has her the old county committee is Nancy. So
and the nursing homes, but and the money, but the county committee is a very powerful tool. I'm a huge fan of it.
So that's why I tell Shahid, county committee, and over there it's not called county committee, it's called ADEM, Assembly District, something. So I say, figure out how to build that shit. Let me help you with Rep My Block. Help me get the voter file so we can do Rep My Block.
Yo, I got someone in LA, bro. Maybe I have talked to her. Yeah, she might.
Yeah, if she wants.
I'll ask her to do that. That's a powerful tool. She'll understand the value of it. And I'll try to get on the project.
Exactly, you got it. So I tell Shahid, do it. Okay, Shahid runs again. He gets second place. Shahid, congratulations, you get second place. Blah blah blah. Yeah. I go, are you done? I was like, no. So he goes the third time. Here he is, like last week. I'm like texting him, Shahid, are you going to join? So I told Shahid, I need help to build SDA because he had his story with DSA. They accuse him of sexual. So last time I talked to Shahid, I don't want to hear from DSA, motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. That's what Shahid told me. I'm like, Shahid.
Tell him djelf7 is cool and everyththing that Jimmy Dore and Jackson Hinkle telling him, tell him that's all whack. Fuck him.
Well, tell Jimmy Dore to call me.
Really bruising up.
Well, tell Jimmy I could save him much more money if he talks to me than just and at least. President. Yeah, but Jimmy can. Well, he'll better build his county committee across the country.
He has no ground game.
Because
I was supposed to be part of that. That's what the whole NYPA is. That's what the UPA is. And just so you know,
tell Jimmy, stop that shit. Let me be the boss. If he wants to run, he has 3 years. Help me build SDA.
But check this out, yeah? The Universal People's Assembly is actually 5 generations, maybe 6 generations of previous leadership that was ejected by Nick Brana, including Jonathan Martin, one of the few third-party professors in the nation, Lynette McLean from Colorado. There's also a guy who was part of Our Revolution LA, that's Jerry Perez. And there's many, Mark Mixon, who actually has the most successful People's Party in Washington State. They just did something with Whole Washington for universal health care. So the whole ground of Jimmy Dore's party, right, has all coalesced together in something called UPA, which is a SIC. So I'll put you together with both of these groups.
No, but send them. I don't care. Send them my information. You know how I work.
SDA is much more aligned with UPA, just so you know, because of the ground-up philosophy and the branch creation. Actually, Jimmy Dore's been trying to destroy any. Right, he's trying to just hire the consultants and do it that way, and just say fuck the ground game.
Yeah, well, that's what he's falling into the corporate. The thing is, the whole world works the way I explained to you.
Yeah,
the whole world. You go to Mexico. Listen, I went to South Africa, and I walk into this dude's house. because he was standing there, and I walked to this house. I go in, I ask him about, he had problem with the neighborhood. He was the leader of the neighborhood. He's selling hat. He's literally selling hat at the corner street to all the tourists. So he comes to me and he's like, I don't want a hat. And my wife, we push him away. And I tell him what I'm doing. And he goes, oh, go talk to this guy up there. I go talk to the guy. I start talking. And literally the guy goes to me, you know, this is a ANC house. Like African National Congress.
Okay.
In Cape Town. Remember, Mandela was in the island a few miles away. And he goes, I'm a member of the ANC.
Okay.
And I go, so there I go, comrade. I go, I'm a member of the French Socialist Party.
Okay.
Right there, his wife, who's Muslim, who we're going to pray, and my wife look at each other and say, fuck, these two are not going, we're not going to separate them at that moment. And we started talking about Mandela, socialism, the stuff. And my wife is like, come on, we're on vacation. His wife is like, let them go, they're on vacation. And we're like talking and talking. And suddenly, this is what grassroots camaraderie does. Out of the blues, I walk into this house. We were ready to stay all night. We were sleeping in their household, for crying out loud. Remember when I told you this dude from Spain sleeping?
Yeah.
The same thing happened when you have the socialist card in your wallet and you walk into another socialist house all over the world.
Yo, I had some crazy experiences I could tell you about. Yeah, I've also had some of those trips, and those are some of the most fun times in my life, for real. Like, those are like the craziest.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but this is a crazy set. Yeah, it's a good set.
And that's what Socialist International is about, because we all work the same way. So we don't have to discuss what we believe. We pretty much believe what is on the website. How we do it, pretty much the same way.
When's the next meeting? How can people join SDA and all that?
Well, the next meeting is we have one. Well, remember, it's localized. So the one in Washington Heights. That's why I tell you, I don't want you at the Washington Heights meeting. It's not because I don't want you there.
Right. But you should go to the one out here with the Ridgewood people.
Yes, because what the fuck you care about the Armory Foundation and the. It is for us, the SDA here, to deal with our fucking armory on 168th Street. It's not for you from Bushwick to deal. You have your own shit to deal with in Bushwick. And it's not for me to tell you what to deal, how to deal. However, you need to get the socialist way of thinking in getting that there. And that's why I'm helping. But after that, I want to get the fuck out. I don't want to. The thing is, if you come up with, let's bring back the death penalty, and you get the branch to agree with you, I'm coming down and I'm listening, and you're going to have a lot of work to tell me why. And maybe you might come up with a socialist version of we need. But
Don't tempt me, man. I just might want to learn all your skills and strategies. I probably won't do that, but yeah. But I would like to see you unleash your full potential and see what happens when Theo is at full 100%.
Well, if Jimmy Doran wants to be if Jimmy Doran has a platform that's very aligned with SDA and the way it works, he can run for president within SDA, and he could be the next Bernie.
Remember,
or he could be the next
5 generations of ground level people, but I think there are people that will support him too. So
yeah,
and actually, I'm down to make these documents and this knowledge public.
Yeah,
so
but the thing is, why reinvent the wheel? That's all I'm saying. The bylaws. So right now, I'm the big boss, and I'm not letting that go for the next 4 years.
Okay.
I will put back, during the Congress is the moment where my leadership, this way the card says acting, because I'm not the first national secretary.
So obviously the next meeting coming up is Washington Heights, so that's not for everybody. But is there
well, talk to fucking
is there a website?
paper.
How can people join up with SDA? I mean, there's the Rep My Black thing.
There is socialist.us. Socialist.us.
Okay, socialist with the S or at the end? Socialists?
Yeah, socialist.
Or socialist with a T?
No. Socialism is about all of us, not me, us. So there is more than one.
Okay,
So socialist.org, socialist.org is the Socialist International.
Okay.
Socialist.nyc is DSA bullshit. And socialist.us is us, SDA. Okay. And eventually, when DSA in New York will be out of money, we'll take over socialist.nyc. That will happen.
We'll see.
And they will run out of money. I mean, look at how quickly the ISO disappeared when DSA appeared. So AOC did her work. Now, if AOC doesn't do the next step, she will have to go out the same way the French president went out. And that's my word to the squad. I mean, he goes to the squad. I love AOC. I wish her a good wedding. But as far as the socialists and the social them, yeah, I hear that. I don't know.
I've been keeping track, yeah, of the soap
but
opera.
I wish her well. But the thing is, she's pushing for social democrat idea, but she's getting it from the corporate Democrat. And it is time for Justice Democrat, for Our Revolution, for all those organizations to merge into one. And that one is SDA, my friend.
All right, let's see what's good, man. Let's make it happen, bro.
Well, it will happen over time. I have the logo. That logo, you go. No, I got one of the SDA member. We were in 23rd Street, and I was showing that logo to. Remember the meeting we went on? Remember that thing, that meeting you with Arthur Schwartz and all that?
Oh yeah.
Remember? I had the logo in my hand in a flyer.
Yeah.
So when we were talking with Mike Hanno, we were talking at the corner of 23rd and 6th, and it's like, oh, the branding and da. I would be like, I would stop people randomly, and I would open. I say, what is that? And they go, Socialist Party? They were like surprised I would stop them. So they were like, why is he showing us? And they're like, Socialist Party. And everybody I show the logo, they would go, Socialist Party. And then suddenly Mike goes, holy shit, everybody you stop, 100% is like Socialist Party. Enough of branding. You see, people know what it is. So,
hey, that's some marketing stuff. Now that you make that decision, yeah.
Yeah, but that's some marketing stuff. And yesterday we redid. I think we finalized the new version of the logo with the designer.
Cool.
So the designer is a member of SDA downtown, and she just designed, because I needed business card to go to Europe, because I'm going to the United Nations. So I have to show them card that looks like, holy fuck, $1 million.
I'm gonna shout out Digi Designs right now. I don't know if you're ever interested, but maybe one of these days we make a SDA SDA record right here. Yeah.
Oh, if you want.
Yeah.
Once Paperboy finished the song. Oh fuck yeah.
Yo, actually, I have a record with Paperboy Prince's logo on the middle, in the middle.
Yeah.
But I think this is cooler because it's like the whole entire record. I mean, you could play this.
Yeah, no. Oh fuck.
I think this is cool.
No, that's it. You getting to do that? Or we're going to copy your idea, whatever. We're going to put it. No, but
we're gonna have the dopest show, man, for real. Nobody else has this artist lineup.
So, Paperboy is running in District 7. So what we can do, and you should do, if you're in Bushwick, go get registered as a Democrat, first of all. I know you hate it.
No, that's okay. I will. It feels dirty, but I'll do it.
Yeah. You have to accept it feels dirty. You said it. But...
You get it, but I'll do it.
I know, but we're cleaning up. So get dirty, because you ain't getting cleaning up shit if you don't willing to get dirty.
Hey,
so
man, I'm ready for anything. You know that.
Register as a Democrat.
Yeah.
And because talk to Paperboy, because I don't want to do the thing is
tonight he's got a thing tonight. You should come out.
What?
He's got a thing tonight.
No.
Some kind of party or something. Yeah. I'm not really big on parties, actually. I usually fall asleep.
He does his party, is his thing. That's what he does between two SDA meetings. I don't give a shit. However, tonight we have the SDA meeting if you want to come in the Lower East Side, At 7.
Oh, for real? There's one at 7?
Tonight.
I'll be there. No problem. Yeah, actually, there's something going on in the story, but honestly, what you said about the
No,
local,
yeah, come.
I'd actually rather come to your shit, honestly.
No, but the thing is, I don't want you to. The thing is, you should come. Come to the meeting.
I'm coming.
No, I want you. I know why.
I'm coming.
I know why. I have an idea.
Don't worry about it.
So come to the meeting. We make an exception.
I'm coming. Don't worry about it. I'm coming.
But
I can't wait to see you, man. It's been too long.
Yes, but we in a bar. No smoking in this one.
Don't worry about it, man.
So
I got you.
It's a bar, and come, sincerely come. We'll talk more about all this shit we just talked, you and I, on this thing.
Yo, me and Theo coming. We're letting all of New York City know. Yeah. Yo, I got Theo's back. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now.
DJ.
Whatever, man.
What?
Yeah. You got a power player, and I'm a hard worker. You better watch out.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right, go ahead, Theo.
No, tonight. Come at 7 to 9. Solas. It's at Solas. You go to socialist.us, and it's right there. Okay. It's at 7 in the Lower East Side. The meetup is there, and you can see the beautiful new logo.
Okay, I'm gonna share that on the screen right now. I'll share the screen so you can see it as well. But I'm sharing it right now. Boom, there we go. So SDA, we got the meetup.
How you like the new logo? Come on, give me a break.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
So you go to meetup.
So right here, this Lower East Side.
And there it is.
And it's meetups.com, right? That's how you guys do it?
Yeah. Well, we're doing it. We're on Meetup. And it's at Solas, and show you us.
I'm down, bro. I'm down.
How you like the logo? Come on.
Cool, man. I'm down with it. I dig it, man. I'm down.
There is no doubt we're socialists now.
All right. Hey, man. For me, I'm right. Anything that I'm rocking, I'll make it cool, man. You know what I mean? Like if we go out and get things done, it don't matter if we have like a aardvark or some weird ass looking animal, right? It could be a rose, it could be anything. We will make this dope. So
get Jimmy Dorian to stop his shit because the Shahid story. Yeah. So to finish with Shahid,
they're not that tight. They're not that tight, yeah. But
I know. But the thing is, I would like Shahid to
tell Shahid about djelf7 and see if he freak out. Yeah, I'm hoping.
Oh no, I'll send him. He
might freak out if you say djelf7. He might be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, we'll see.
No. The point is, we don't make a society with everybody by excluding everybody.
I'm down for that. I'm not. I asked for peace many times. So, when I went first at forced to vote in the nation, I asked them for peace. That was a year after they started this stuff. You know, they have no chill, but we'll see, man. If they're ready for peace, we're gonna talk about it. But it's been a long time, and now the price went up. Yeah.
Yes. So the thing is, come over, and you'll see whether it will look completely different than the one in Bushwick, and but the thing is, Bushwick, they're literally smoking blunt during the whole meeting. So I know it's more your style.
Actually, I might be changing some styles of that stuff. So.
No, but then the thing is, you need to be yourself.
I need to be effective, and if things aren't changing, I will change myself and then adapt to the situation.
No, you
unlock
need
new levels of performance.
Listen.
Yeah.
I look like a homeless right now. You caused me to dress. Put a shirt and this.
Your place looks upgraded. I remember your old place, man. You're in a new place, man. It looks nice.
No, I'm not. I'm still dressing wise, but I fucking hate it.
The background changed. You didn't used to be with the window there and all that.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Don't worry. It's still the same.
You changed to a different room or something?
No, it's still the same room.
It is? It looks way better.
Thank you.
Maybe because I always see you at night or something.
No. The thing is, there used to be a shitload of paper in the back, and they looked like they were flowing from anywhere.
Yeah.
And I finally finished scanning all that paperwork.
I think your camera's better too. It's way better. You look way better than you used to. Yeah.
Oh wow, thank you.
No problem.
So I remember. I used to point towards there, and now I point towards the back.
All right.
So that's it. So no, I'll see you at 7 then.
I'll see you at 7.
In 3 hours. And
7, baby, you got it.
And so how many people showed up? 0? It was just a conversation between you and I?
Let's see. We got a couple likes, so people did drop by, but I don't think they watched the whole thing. But you can see that there's a couple likes, and if I share my screen, you'll see that I didn't like it, so I'll like it now. I'll show you, but there's 2 people who stopped by, so. But as time goes on, it will catch on.
It's an open discussion, and it's also your experience. You have a lot of experience from the ISO.
You know, I have playlists, right? I have a playlist for the Yang thing like that, and I have a playlist for like public housing. There's gonna be a dedicated one for SDA. I'm gonna make a dedicated playlist, and they're gonna be so people will hopefully go and see that. Yeah.
No.
That'll drive more traffic there.
No.
Why?
No, I don't want to.
I want to. This is my choice.
Okay, it's your channel. But the thing is, I want first you to be comfortable with SDA, then you become a member, then you pay your fucking membership, then you come in front of a paper boy, and he will have to decide whether we accept you as a member. Not me.
What are you talking about? Why paper boy gotta decide?
Remember the DSA problem?
Oh, he's a branch leader or something?
No, he's not. It's he's the only member in Bushwick. The other 3 people they're testing their water. They're learning. The thing is, you're learning, and that's why I want you to come tonight, because this long discussion we had today, a lot of new people are showing up, but they're so American. We need to be effective. We need to tie ourselves to a wall. Come, all of us, and tie ourselves. No, go tie yourself to a fucking wall and do that. Get beaten up by the police. That's your gig. All of us at SDA, we'll see you next month. We'll tell you good job, and we'll continue the discussion. But don't expect everybody to go with you to everything you do.
No, I don't. Yeah.
You see, you need to be member of SDA and also be member of a topical group. You need to be able to be in a group with a lot of passionate work that believe what you believe. And you need to bring that belief to the SDA group, but you cannot monopolize that belief to the rest of the people.
Hey, here's another question, yeah? Now, what happened, you know that I'm part of New York People's Assembly. Is there a way for New York People's Assembly to kind of like create a caucus, or I guess they would have to be members, but is there a way for them to maybe, because I know that at NYPA they actually talked to the Green Party, and they created like a separate like room for like in the Discord for them to kind of like operate within the party somehow. They're trying to figure it out. Maybe I could offer them something similar to engage with SDA.
Well, the thing is, the way it works, the caucus, it takes nothing to be a caucus. It takes you to be pissed.
Oh, wait, is there like a Slack or a Guilded or way for them to start to get a hold of documents or start to learn like the documents?
Well, the documents are on the website.
Okay, so just refer them to the website.
I'll give you the each document because some of them are still draft. But at the end of the day, the caucus is how many members can you convince in every other branch?
Yeah, a lot of the members are from upstate, Buffalo, Syracuse, stuff like that. I would like to offer them a way to get involved. Yeah.
But the thing is, the Discord and all that is a way for each caucus to say, hey, this is what we believe, and they start putting their position paper.
This is total New York State too, right?
What, the socialist of the U.S.?
The SDA,
no, it's the fucking whole country.
The whole nation, yeah, okay. But we also have a state level and we have like a city level, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there is a state. Well,
maybe the Larouchians can help. I mean, they have similar ideas to communism and stuff. Yeah.
As long as they believe in pro-choice, UBI, what's the third one? Abolition of the death. Universal health care, abolition of the death penalty. What else?
Reduce military. There is okay.
What?
Military reduction.
What is that?
End to imperialism.
No, but what is military reduction?
That's a good question, right? Yeah, because it's you could reduce the equipment, or you could reduce the staff, and that's jobs and stuff. So that's a more complex discussion. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but if the LaRouche people wants to start proposing and becoming socialist,
I know they have a good network. I know they have people upstate, and I know they could be a possibility.
No, I know. I know the LaRouche network, but the thing is...
I'm just starting to learn about them.
Yeah, no, but the thing is I can introduce you to my neighbor. He was part of the LaRouche
really?
thing.
That's cool.
But
I'm down to learn it all, man. I don't trust anybody really, but...
You're still looking... What I see from you, my friend, is that you're still looking where you believe and what you're trying to accomplish for yourself and your ambition. You're ambitious, man. There is nothing wrong. But the thing is, there will be other ambition people you're going to knock on. And the idea is that the rule for those both ambition doesn't allow both of you to be ambitious and be good to the movement. Where where it gets nefarious is when your ambitions start to kill the other person ambition, or the other person ambition start to kill yours.
That makes
And
sense.
that's when it becomes bad. And the Democratic Party has made it to the point where ambitious, you have to, you have to kill someone else. Like me and Jumani. Why the fuck, Jumani? Oh, you have to apologize. There are people that in the French party that I fucking hate. And we say to each other shit to shit. But when it comes time to work together, neither he or I have apologized to each other. And we still work together.
I can do that too. I can do that, yeah?
I know you can. That's why I'm talking to you, because I know it.
Thank
I recognize a certain trait. And I recognize that a lot of people have talked shit about you because sometimes you're flamboyant.
Yeah.
Remember the picture we took together with Cracky Barney on top of that statue?
Yeah.
I love it because you realize on that picture there is someone that actually broke into the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh yeah. Who is that?
Rep by Block was used by someone.
The big guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
I know who we're talking about. Yeah. I'm not gonna say his name right now. I can tell, but I could say it, but I know. I'm not gonna.
But I am proud. I am proud that Rep My Block is a way. It's just a tool that people from January 6th used it. Libertarian.
Ooh,
and that's okay.
There's a lot of misunderstanding of what happened on that day. So
yeah, no, but it's not about that. Oh no, that day is a coup. It's a coup d'état. Don't make it any change. It is a coup d'état, and I don't give a shit. I'm jealous because, as a leftist, taking the thing well, but I will go to Congress the right way, getting elected.
I'd like to actually read this selection because I just contacted people from A Magazine, Plan A Magazine. They actually have they have about Asian American politics. I'm actually expanding into that realm right now.
Yes.
And it says, this is actually something I thought was very, and actually let me share that on the screen right here, actually. Let me do that as well.
Yes, please.
I thought this was quite poignant for myself. Is that the one? Yes, I believe that's the one. Okay. So here we see, they talk about being Asian American, Plan A meaning Asian American. Every political faction seeks our support without acknowledgement of our needs and our struggles. Every faction is happy to hold us up as an example of an entire race supporting their cause. No faction comes to our aid when we need it. Seen as disposable puppets, it's time for us to develop and mature our own political identities, refusing to play along unless our needs are addressed in the process. So the thing is that I do not, being Asian American, I don't think that I can be, most of the people here are Chinese, the Asian American, if we take a look at the East Asian, I'm Korean American. I know Grace Meng got in there, but I'm not really willing to make those compromises that she did, and I don't think that I'm electable, or maybe you believe, let's work the progress, and we leave that for later, but I don't believe in it now. Because of this situation here.
What about the Vietnamese American and the Indian American and the Japanese American?
That's a good point. Like the Indian Americans, that's the South Asians are slightly different.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, the need. That's what SDA. The thing is, what I would like to see in Washington Heights is a Chinese American elected in council, represented the Dominican American neighborhood.
Well, the thing is, the people that are the least, I tell people all the time that the second that we start to take off is the moment that they're going to have a replacement activist, someone who looks and sounds the way you think an activist should sound, nothing like me. And because I am so marginalized, that's why I'm so committed to change. That's why I'm so committed to working in this. You get what I mean? So that if I could become leader, that's the day when I lose that fire, when I lose that connection to the people, and the whole reason why I'm doing this in the first place. It's the frustration at not being heard that pushes me to this level.
Yeah, but you'll see SDA, the base of SDA is the branch. After
I'm down
that,
to work with a branch. I've been looking for a branch.
After that, all the position above that is just bullshit. Basically, it's just bullshit management shit.
Yeah.
Right?
A
It's
title,
just
and you gotta show up
management.
and represent the things that the
Yeah,
party decided.
and that, and that,
make
and
sure
that.
you do the job. Yeah, I'm okay
Yes.
with that. I'm ready to do that.
And it's just management all the way to the top.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you ask me what is, again, that's why it says acting on my card, because I am acting. I'm not the fucking first national secretary,
not elected
because we didn't fucking have an election.
There you go. There you go.
So until there is an election in 2024 and 2028, I'm just acting the fucking part.
That's fair,
But-
man. I can't wait to see you at 7, man. I'm super hyped.
Yeah,
man.
but the branch, at the end of the day, the leader of the branch usually shut up and listen to the branch people. Like, for example, Paperboy is not the leader of the fucking branch in Bushwick. There is no election that took place. So me, as a dictator, I'm trying to figure out who will be the best person to lead the Bushwick branch. Maybe it's you, maybe it's Paperboy, maybe it's someone else. I don't know. But every month, I'll be there so we have a meeting.
Yo, I'm down.
And
bro. I'm down.
and
If you need someone, and I'm a good representative. I got you.
Yeah, but
Hopefully I don't
you
get in much
have to
trouble.
work.
I got
You
you.
have to work with Paperboy.
I'm
And
down.
you have.
I'm on his Discord.
There-
You see that? I'm posting up a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, the point is not his Discord. The Discord is his campaign.
Yeah.
You have to separate his campaign
The
through
SDA
an
work.
SDA.
Yeah.
SDA, once the SDA member decide to participate in his campaign, that's the campaign shit. And maybe you might not be the best leader for running his campaign, but you can still be the leader to run SDA.
Hey, either way, man. I'm ready for whatever you guys need.
But-
That's what I'll be.
But
I agree with you though on that. I have too many enemies in this political world to be a good campaign manager at this time. Nobody.
But-
I'll get them
yeah,
shut out
but-
of events instead of getting them into them.
But who give a shit? Everybody hates me, and I don't give a shit. I crash world meeting. Now I am at the level of crashing world meeting.
Yo, I fucking love it. Yo, actually, Luis Flores said he's the second most hated dude in New York City. He said you're number one. I said don't
Really?
be slacking.
Me?
Yeah, he
Me?
said you're number one. But I said don't be slacking because I said I'm working on that. I said don't be
Hold
slacking.
on. How did I get to be number one most hated person?
I don't
That's
know.
not true.
Maybe just
You
by
like
being
me?
effective.
You like me?
You can't. I do. You're my. You're
Okay,
actually
then I
my
cannot be the most
actress of the
hated.
year.
Well, but no, but I want to know who.
I'd
hates
say you're
me.
underappreciated, and I'm
Well,
working
that
on
I agree, but
Yeah.
but what I would like is Jeff Colton to make a list of 100. Yeah, I'm going to tweet him right now.
Hey, look, they
Ja-
don't like
John-
you today, but they'll like you tomorrow. That's just how it works, right? They'll like you one day,
Yes.
they like you. It's just what do you got for me now, and what do you have that I need, and that's just part of the deal, right? Yeah, whether we like it, if right, once again, if we have some kind of, it could happen. But,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
I respect
it'll
your
take
ability
time.
and your capability, and just generally agree with you on. You've seen how much we agree on, so.
We agree on the mechanic. We haven't got yet into what something will look like. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yo, it would be
We'll
dope
get
if one day Shahid comes on for an interview with us. You know what I mean? That would really make things hot.
Call him up. I'll send him this link.
So one
Leave
day
the
maybe
link
we could
up.
have discussion on this channel. That I think that would really help, bring attention to SDA yourself and myself.
Well, maybe
But if
one
not,
day
it's
you.
okay. I know he's busy.
Maybe at one point once you become an SDA member, we have hash out everything. You feel
Yo,
like
you know I
registering
believe
the-
in you, man. Yeah, I'm already
Yeah,
signed
but
up
you have
before
to
you
do the
even-
dirty work. You
I'm
have
ready
to do
to go,
the dirty
bro.
work.
I'm the
And
dirtiest.
the first step is getting registered in the Democratic Party.
I'll do it.
That's the most dirty thing you have to do.
I'll do it right now. I'll bring the.
I'll bring you the form. I'll bring you the fucking form tonight.
I'll fill it out online. You don't even need to. I'll do it through the DMV.
No, I'll bring you the form. I'll bring you the form.
I'll
We'll
even.
do it
No,
in-
if you can't want a paper, but I'll actually email you the screenshot of me and all that. so
No,
you'll
you
have
don't
it.
need to do. It's not public. It's private. You and how you register as well. What you do is private.
I don't care.
I'll bring you. We'll talk later. But I'll get Shahid to. I'm sending Shahid right now. I'll say Shahid.
Fucking man, bro.
We talked for 3 hours about SDA. Get your ass over to this program. No, I'm serious. I'm texting him right now.
Yo, let's do it, bro. You fucking man. Amazing, man.
I'm like, Shahid.
That's gonna be a hot little episode right there.
Yeah,
I got people in
I'm,
LA too, man. We could make some things happen out there.
Yeah,
for
no.
real.
If at the moment we are meeting a small group at SDA.
Are you trying to bring him in now, or you're trying to bring him for some future meeting? You're trying to bring him in right now?
No, I'm trying to get him.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you never saw what oh, let me share something with you and me and Shahid then.
Okay.
You never seen it, right?
Nah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see this.
Oh, that's
Theo,
still
man,
my
you got
big.
all kinds of surprises for me, man. I like that, man.
Hold on,
You
hold
go
on.
deep.
Yeah, you never saw this what Shahid. Oh, this is like
No,
hilarious. Well, I find it funny because I'm, me and let me see, Theo Chino, Bitcoin. I'll have to. This is me walking into a
Oh,
room.
can you share your screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing, but I'm trying to find where it is.
Okay, you're looking
first.
first and then you'll share. Okay, no problem. Okay.
No, because Shahid said something very interesting and very right. And let me see. Hold on.
Look, I'm not mad at Shahid. He probably means well, yeah?
No,
I know
it
Joel gonna
means
put pressure on him
well,
to keep me out, though.
but the problem is he's a lawyer, and he has been trained a certain way. So there is no way I can untrain him, me without a degree in shit. I cannot untrain him. So he has to learn the hard way, knock after knock, to give up and to listen to what I offer. Now he doesn't want to. Bah, let him.
You're very patient, Theo. I'm gonna learn that from you, man. All the organizations out there that's worried about djelf7 causing mad drama and pain, I'm learning under Theo's tutelage.
Hold on. Remember.
We'll see
what
happens.
Hold on.
Okay, let's see this. Let's see this.
Hold on. Remember what? Remember.
Oh, I see him. Yeah, he's with the beard right there. That's him right there, right? With the necklace. That's him.
Yes.
I see him. All right, and that's you right there. Oh shit, with the jacket. I see you.
Yeah, the same jacket. So here it comes.
I don't hear you. Is it sharing the audio? You might have to enable sharing the audio. Let me see if I can.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me.
It's crazy. You get around.
Let me stop the share. I'll show you that it's kind of I'll share the. Maybe I share the. Okay, share the sound. Boom. Let me make sure it's there. Let me share the sound of that thing. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Can you hear it? Okay. I'm not going to, the whole thing is long, so I'm not going. I'm going to show you just the part that needs to be. Okay. All it is, it's a room. There were in that room there were like 150. It was in Las Vegas. It's DEF CON, and I was, I'm a big bid license guy. I'm a Bitcoin guy, which a lot of socialists don't understand. And so I go to this meeting, and this is EFF, Electronic Foundation. So I go in, and I walk in. Can you hear it?
No.
You cannot hear it?
Oh, I can now. It's mad low though. Can you turn it? Is there a way that you could turn it up?
Let me see. Can I turn it up somewhere?
Let me check my audio from my streamer and see if my audience can hear it. Okay.
Okay. Let me give it to you here. I'll give you in chat. You put it. Okay, I'll show you the two part. Okay. So, the first part is me presenting.
Okay. Wait. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna put that on. So give me a second. Okay. Can you stop sharing your screen?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna share my screen now. Give me a second. Okay. Boom. Okay. Oh, we got my man Theo Chino right here. What up? I'm gonna put play.
So the point is, you have to go after that to 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. 4 minutes 30 seconds.
No. First, if you want
watch
to
the
listen
beginning part. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to listen to what I said.
Yeah. Hi. My name is Theo Chino. I am a computer engineer since 1984. I'm the first panhandler of the internet in 95. I broke the internet as part of the alternate movement on IRC 96 and 97.
IRC, oh shit, okay.
I am part of VFA. I'm a co-founder of a New York City privacy advocate group. We're part of VFA. And I also a political activist and a computer activist. I discovered Bitcoin in 2013, and the New York State has been putting a bit license over New York State, and EFA came very strongly against the bit license, and I applaud you for that. Thank you. In 2000, the same year, California tried to do that the right way, to the legislature, with AB 216 and 3. You came against that, and I applaud you for that. However, there is a real backroom deal that happened with the Uniform Law Commission, where they met in San Diego this year, and they approved a bid license that will be presented to every legislature across the United States. That bid license, or whatever version, EFF participated in the drafting of that regulation. Other people, tacitly, because in politics you know that perception is everything, is using your name to kind of say that they had their support to get these things passed. Is EFF strongly going to come out and denounce that ULC bid license version that is Wall Street protecting Wall Street?
Ooh, that's so good, man. I really appreciate it. By the way, is it true that the CIA has the patent rights to Bitcoin? No?
There is no patent right in Bitcoin. It's a free software. They could have a certain number of developer working on it to try to fuck the shit up, but they don't have the patent.
I'm not much on crypto, but I know that someone named Sebs, actually, we did a show on that one, so that's interesting.
Okay.
I gotta
So
look this up.
that's the question.
That was a dope question, by the way. I like the way that you really, as an activist, I really like the way that you honed in and made him take a position on it, right?
Well, the thing is that that's not Shahid. That was the director, who you cannot see, is the bearded guy.
Yeah, this guy over here?
No, the one next to behind.
Okay.
So then, yeah, the bearded guy there. Yeah, okay. So the room applauded me, which was funny.
Right.
So then that guy started giving me, oh no, we're against the political stuff. Because the whole reason he was in the room doing that is to ask for donation from the computer engineer to give them money to the EFF. And Shahid worked for the EFF as a lawyer. So now at 4 minutes, 20 seconds.
But we may not feel as much of a need as you feel.
So
here and now, what we're going to do.
Right there, perfect.
If we see a need, we will take action. But we may not feel as much of a need as you feel.
Can I say one more just after that?
Please.
In some respects, this is a dream come true of mine, because in the EFA are a legion of voices. It is a chorus, and in a chorus are distinct voices that hopefully find some harmony, right? And allies are people with whom you will occasionally disagree, right? That's what an ally is. If you didn't ever disagree, they wouldn't just be your ally, you'd be like locked together, right? So there are opportunities for, particularly at the tactical level, constructive tension in strategies. And we welcome EFA groups, or any of you, claiming visionary space that might be in a position or a place or an arena that we're not active, right? That's part of the opportunity. And I do want to applaud NYC Privacy Advocates, the group that Theo helped founded, is a perfect example of this. They're championing the creation in New York City of a public office for a privacy advocate. And that's not something that EFF particularly asked to do or is even vocal about, but you're pushing at the vanguard, and that is the opportunity that's available to all of you, and that's one we applaud, and we want to see more of you doing exactly that.
Thank you.
The guy with the beard don't look so happy. The guy with the beard don't look so happy, man. That's funny, yeah? Look at this guy. He's like, God damn it, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I did that to him so many times, and I'm going to do it again because of the pandemic. I haven't seen him, Kurt, in a while. But these are the people, those are the hackers. Those people, this is the hacker convention called DEF CON.
Okay, yeah, I know about that.
And in there, the CIA is part, the FBI COM, the NSA, and all those people. And in there is a little village called the voting village, where they hack voting machine, and they put voting machine through the pace. So Dominion and all that shit, that it's interesting.
Yeah.
To have been part of that.
Sure is. Let me think. Also, just one thing I want to ask. This is a personal question.
Yes.
I told you I was in med school, and then the debt from that really killing me. Actually, I'm worse than broke. So I'm thinking about, when you're broke, thinking about playing the lotto. And I see that the crypto market went down. And I was thinking about, like, just buying some crypto, because I'm thinking, like, after a crash, it might go back up. Look, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in this. You could tell that I'm crypto. I'm a newborn baby, you know what I mean?
Hold.
Yeah, don't buy. Don't buy yet.
No.
I don't have any.
Buy now. I mean, right now, everything is crashing, so buy. Fuck it. But
yeah.
The thing is, buy what you're able to lose. So
okay, that's just general advice, yeah.
Yes.
Well,
so what I do, my take of buying crypto and all that shit is basically invest $1,000.
I might throw some in there just to you know what I mean?
No,
I got
but I'm giving you the example for anyone who listened to the channel too.
Okay.
Take X number of dollars. Let's say you can lose $10.
Yeah.
So take your $10 and invest $10. Once you get to 20, take that $10 out. So at least you have your original $10. Yeah. Now do whatever you would do with the $10. The rest of the money, it's up to you to do whatever the fuck you want. Sell, buy, whatever. But that's it. So if you think you can hold, hold. If you think you cannot, don't. But don't go into it. You know, it's a lotto. So you're buying them for a lotto.
Yeah, it's a lotto,
ticket.
man, for real, bro. I mean, yeah.
So, unfortunately...
That, yeah. But you don't think the whole crypto market's going to fail or crash through or...
The point is, I said it and I'll say it 300 times, crypto is a commodity.
Yeah.
So you need to have a killer application for commodity. What are you using your commodity for? So if it's to store value, hey, guess what? That didn't really work. Because to store value in a commodity, you need to have an idea of what the world is doing. And someone out there lost money. Or someone is losing money and is freaking out. The thing is, we need to figure out what just happened. Who is selling, who's hoarding, who's whatever. And that study is for you to do. Depending on that, you need to do whatever you want to do. I don't have the time to study crypto. So
me neither.
I have it. It's somewhere in some hard drive in my house. I don't know where it is. It might be lost. Who knows? But I think now it's somewhere in one of my hard drive. I have to clean it. But I have pieces of dust all over the place. So maybe that dust is... But you see, I'm holding it until I die because that's something maybe I'll give to someone else when I retire. I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see, yeah.
Hey, if it's 99 cents or $10,000, but start with what you're able to lose. Once you get that amount, take it out. You put $1,000. When it gets out to a 2,000, take that 1,000 out. Don't leave that 1,000 there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I might just pay off my debt. We'll see. Yeah.
That's my only thing.
Appreciate.
Other than that, I have no idea. How much is a Bitcoin today, by the way?
I don't even know yet. I don't even pay. I just don't even know if it's even like
20,815.
I see India outlawing it. You know what I mean? The bit license will cause all kinds of other weird shit going on. So, you know what I mean? Who knows what the fuck, you know what I mean? They could start, all of a sudden, like next year, they could have new taxes or weird shit on it. Who knows what the fuck is going on with this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes down, it goes up. I don't give a shit.
I
feel
you.
So that's my take.
Appreciate that.
The only thing is it's a real estate / Lotto game, and it's virtual. So at least because it's virtual, I think it has good property. But now we need to look at it. And the Democratic Party and Chuck Schumer never wanted to discuss it. So I had Cyrus Vance didn't want to discuss it, and now our little friend from Manhattan, what's his name? The new guy. Alvin Bragg.
Okay.
And Alvin Bragg is pissing me off right now because he doesn't want to discuss it. So if Alvin doesn't want to discuss it with me, well, guess what? Bye Alvin, and we'll have to. Yeah. We'll start a third campaign to get rid of the district attorney, and SDA will figure out we'll find a lawyer who wants to run for district attorney, and who will apply the law, who actually will apply the law as written.
I'm down.
And then, unfortunately, a lot of Black and Latino and brown people will be hurt, and we will need to change the law, the criminal law. So the reason why Black and brown are getting into jail is not an offense where they end up in jail. You see, we don't legislate from the district attorney's office.
Yeah.
We legislate from the legislature. So if a fucking law is putting black and brown people in jail for the wrong reason, we need to change the law at the wrong reason. But the district attorney still need to put people in jail. That's his job. So if he put in jail homeless people for being homeless, we have a problem. That law that allow him to put homeless people in jail, we need to change that law. And that's what we need to work on.
All right, man.
That's me. Now I just get, because socialism is not about not law and order.
We'll talk more about it over the drinks and stuff tonight, man. At 7 o'clock, yeah? Come through Lower East Side, Solus, you know what I mean? Come meet one of the coolest cats that I know. And, you know what I mean? And myself, you know what I mean? I'm definitely a cool cat, too, yeah?
7 o'clock.
So 7 o'clock, right? Yeah, you know.
Hey, I'll see you at 7 then.
Thank you so much for your time, Theo.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure, Eddie. We'll change the world. Nobody watching, but that's okay. 3 hours of bullshit.
Hey, man,
of bullshitting.
You know I'll follow up, though. You know things will happen. After this meeting, things are going to happen.
Yeah, but you saw the CIA thing. We went in all direction.
Yeah.
Did we?
But we still getting business done. We still focus.
Yeah, but did we follow everything to disrupt by the CIA standard?
No, we still have to have 5 or more, and we have to push things to the committee. You know?
No, yeah.
A lot of stuff,
We're pushing it to committee tonight.
As much as we could, yeah.
Yeah, but it started, you and I, we have digressed in all direction. So imagine a meeting with 10 people going in all these direction, but suddenly, magically at the end, we have something to do.
We'll see. A lot of time people rely on elf magic a little too much, man.
Yeah,
I know they rely on Theo magic too, man.
Hey, I got to do 2 things. You're coming to the meeting at 7, and you're registering Democrat.
Hey, man.
Work done.
Easy. Yeah, done. Easy. Yeah, that's a done deal, bro. I got you, man. All right.
And tell Jimmy Dolan to watch the show tonight and to give you the respect you deserve, because I think he doesn't realize the gem you are.
Oh, they know I'm beast out here. I'm shutting down all his shows. I shut down all his partners' shows. I cause Mad Hatters for him.
Well, let's bring them into the path.
If there's one person who can bring me back into that, that's Theo. You better take care of him.
Well, let's see what happens.
I need to have some people with me. I don't believe nothing. Yo, my man Larry Alger was a war veteran. He's dead. They canceling his death. They're not even talking about him. He's dead. A combat war veteran. If you go to djelf7, the link says 2-1. It says Complete Guide to Health and Justice News Network, and he's the guy from Justice News Network. So I have a deep connection with Larry.
Well, we need to get them. We'll see.
Larry would want us to work together. I know Larry. Larry would want this to work. Larry would want us to work together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk more at 7 about other shit, and then we'll go from there.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Theo.